the Demon side of things, we've run 782 on a stock trans. It's an 8-speed trans, and it's stock suspension, none of this other stuff, right? So it's about as close to what Danrue has. So he may call us kitty cats or anything else, but he can bring that rice cooker, pressure cooker anytime he wants.
Man, he had it from the heart.
Yeah.
He took it from the heart right there.
I mean, you know, just because you're messing around with all these other and watching these other little kitty cats go do their thing, that's cool and all, but you haven't ran across anything built by us up here. And I promise you, you're going to go to a Dodge dealership and trade that thing in.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Go Hard Podcast. We're here with Tyler's Trackhawk and Bailey's Performance.
All right, guys, you already know the rule. If you guys like this video, like, comment, and of course, subscribe. And of course, what do you guys want in the next video?
Welcome back to Go Hard Podcast. I'm your host, Noel.
I'm your co-host, Ocio.
Man, guys, we're in Fort Worth. Got another banger podcast for y'all. Heavy hitter. You know about him. You might have seen him breaking records on, you know, the Demon. You've seen the Trackhawk hitting 8 seconds. Guys, we came all the way to Fort Worth to do this. Man, let's give it up for Tyler and Chris.
Thank you.
Got some heavy hitters in here, man.
I'm
Heavy
Tyler.
hitters.
This is my 8-second Trackhawk.
And I'm Chris, owner of Bailys High Performance, as well as owner of the 7-second Demon, the one and only 7-second Demon. So,
Damn, look at those eyes. He's ready for war.
He's ready for war.
Yeah. Get it.
Guys, if you didn't notice in the first scene, he got I'll just grab it.
It's just a little flex.
That's
Just a
right.
little flex right
It's a
here.
little flex. That's right. That
What's
one
that say right
Dodge
there?
that
Said
took out Jotech Motorsports GTR versus the world. That Dodge that came out on top.
Ooh.
That murdered all them GTRs.
And he's not blinking, man. He's not blinking at all. He is war ready.
All about that eye contact.
Yeah.
Before we get started, just want to say thank you to Chris and Tyler for the hospitality. Huge thank you.
So much, guys, for
you know,
Of course, yeah.
you got the ceviche, the aguachiles. They went crazy.
drinks,
Shout out to
the Kool-Aid.
What's
The Sinaloa restaurant.
Sinaloa
Dallas.
restaurant.
In Dallas, the
sir.
bar, Sinaloa bar, that provided all that food. So
Shout out
it
to
was
them.
good. It was spicy.
Oh, very spicy, but good.
And I'm Mexican. I can't even take that spice.
And to go along with the hospitality.
Ooh.
But I figured we'd bring you guys some merch.
Yo.
We got
Nice,
the
man.
Demon on the back of the
Appreciate it.
shirt, and then I'm gonna grab you some more of mine too.
Nice,
But,
nice.
But yeah, we got-
Just wearing those, that's 50 horsepower, just wearing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
See, if I was drinking like more, I'll be naked right now. I'm trying to, you know what I
Let's
mean?
fit that right now. Let's see.
Just censor it, you know what I mean? Right? All right, that's
Post
great.
that on a few other sites too.
Hey,
Man,
shout out,
think I'll make some money out of it?
shout out to
course.
them. Shout out to them.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
for the merch, man.
Yeah, no
I really
problem.
appreciate it. I know with Tyler, we talked a little bit back. Was
Yes,
that a
sir.
month ago to set up the podcast?
Yeah, we were trying to set it up, and I think I was leaving. I was going out of town or something. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, we finally made it happen. Glad y'all came up. I appreciate you guys coming all the way up, man. You
Hell
guys
yeah,
drove
for
up,
sure.
So thanks for coming up. We had to show you some hospitality, man.
Thank you,
Hell
guys.
yeah.
So, of
Hey guys,
course.
they doing it big out here. Crazy cars. I mean, they got the Demons, Trackhawks, TRXs, Hellcats, Redeyes. If you need if you're in Dallas, do y'all ship cars too? Like if they want to
Everywhere,
build?
all over the place. We got some from California, Canada, Mexico, and we've done them
Damn.
all
Wow.
over the place.
Mexico.
They're worldwide,
Mexico,
man.
yep.
Hey, they ain't messing around over
They
here.
Mr. Worldwide over here.
Yeah.
right?
Got them from Juarez and everywhere, man. We've gotten them all over the place.
Wait, so you take pesos?
We do lots of them. Yep. Lots of them.
Hey guys, look, if you need your Hellcat done, your Charger, anything Hemi, they also do customs though.
We do. A lot of old schools, a lot of classics. So all my guys are supposed to be wiring to, like this right here is going to be a 67 Mustang. Oh yeah. All this. This is a 67 Mustang. We get it all like how this is, and then we'll jig it up onto the frame and we'll weld the whole thing. So we'll build out the whole car from the roof panels, side panels, trunk panels, the front, everything.
Yeah, stored everything.
Yeah, this is how they come.
Wow, there's a kit pretty much.
So this
Nah, that's
will be
good.
Ford certified. This is all Ford certified bodies.
Wow.
It's been a big butt, man.
Yeah, big bucks.
Look at this beautiful masterpiece right here. Just look at some stuff on the top rays. Cooler intakes.
Hey, you seen the S650s with these intakes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dual ones?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Bag.
Power. Damn. That bitch is crazy.
We'll do frame up restorations, so pretty much anything, whether it's Silverado, C10, K5, anything like that, we got
Broncos.
it. So Broncos,
Yeah.
everything.
And they'll find parts, OEM parts. There's no Chinese, no bootleg.
Nope.
OEM
Yeah.
parts, bro.
For sure.
That's crazy.
Doing a 67 Mustang with all Ford certified body parts. Yep. Everything.
Shipped in boxes.
Shipped in boxes.
Yep. So we'll do it all. We do it all. We got a good crew of guys that just specialize in that over there, and then all of our guys just on this side just specialize in just the Dodges. So,
Oh yeah. Nice.
you know, they get good and proficient on what they're doing. Yep.
We'll get more into the shop in a bit, but tell us about your background, Tyler, and then you can follow up Chris after him.
So when it comes to racing and stuff,
Yep,
or just
you're-
at the Hawk?
Yeah, with racing, how'd you get introduced, and then go into the Hawk?
Man, so I feel like I always been into cars for the most part, like just growing up.
Yeah.
I always thought they were cool and stuff. And then my first little race, we'll call it a race car. It was like a project car. Something that I had to work on was a started off with a V6 Mustang, baby, automatic. I was straight killer out there, man. Oh yeah, I was gunning for people, man. And I was.
He was one of those guys.
Yeah. What made it even worse was I was active duty in the Marine Corps at the time. So on top of, the regular internet shit that you get for owning a V6 Mustang, I really got dogged on in the Marine Corps. And I couldn't get away from them people. So so that pushed me into a Mustang GT, of course. And I actually had no idea how to drive stick, but I knew I needed to get a stick, to get these guys off my ass. Mm-hmm. So I went to the dealership, a year later, and traded that sucker in. Salesman's like, you know how to drive stick? I was like, no, sir, but got to get home somehow. So it was in a blizzard, mind you, actually. The delivery of the car was delayed because it was a blizzard. And so I learned how to drive stick in a Mustang GT, brand new off the lot, and in a blizzard, mind you. So that kind of started it. I had that car for a little while. I got into racing. I went to a car meet. I thought it was the fastest thing on the face of the earth. And so I got into it. I went to a car meet, and I couldn't tell you what year. I think it was like a 94, whatever year they made the Honda CRXs.
Okay.
I want to say you had like a B18 swap turbo.
Yeah.
The thing weighed like 1,900 pounds with him in it. Like you could probably lift up the back end of that car.
Hold on.
yeah.
Were you ricey or were you nicey?
Me?
Yeah.
Was I ricey?
And, yeah. We gotta say that.
I don't know. I could probably give you guys a picture of my old Mustang. You could tell me. I did do bronze wheels and white lettering. So
That's ricey.
I was a little
Ricey. That's ricey.
But I also did, lowering springs and nitrous and
okay.
like the performance stuff.
On the Mustang was a straight pipe.
Yo, yeah.
Okay, that was a little
That's
ricey.
the only.
Well, a lot of
That's
ricey.
the only way to go with those
Okay,
things, And yeah.
Wait, let's pump the brakes, guys. Thank you for your service, for being in the
thank
Marine
you,
Corps.
bro. I
course.
appreciate it. And
I
and
feel like you skipped it and then you just started.
yeah, well,
but,
I don't want to. I appreciate
First
the
one,
support.
in the service on the pod.
Yeah.
Huge.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I got a couple.
And as of the filming of this podcast, I will say happy birthday to my Marines out there.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So it's the 248th, I want to say, birthday of the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Today, so happy birthday, gents.
Happy birthday.
And
birthday.
ladies.
Happy birthday, guys.
And
gals.
But yeah,
And gals.
so yeah, that was safe to say after meeting that dude, he's like, "Oh, you want to line up with my little Honda?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'm about to dog on this kid." I had no idea how to drive, none of that shit, man. And I got my shit pushed in, and I heard that I'm sure you've seen videos on the internet where like the turbo spools up, they hear the sound of that thing, and then it goes into like, "Oh, I fucked up." Yeah, that's what happened, and got my doors blowing off. I raced that summer, and I was like, I'm gonna beat this guy. Had that car for a while, and at the end of summer, I did beat him. We raced a few times here and there, but we had a clean race. I beat him. 15 minutes later, I totaled that car.
Damn.
So yeah, it was kind of a crazy story with that thing. I did the fun or the quintessential Mustang owner thing. I had too heavy of a foot, I put her in the bushes.
Yeah.
But I got smart with it. I got all-wheel drive now, so
Yeah.
But the important thing, were any pedestrians injured in the
no,
process of that?
none were harmed. None were harmed. Nope.
Any
bushes and
trees?
trees?
Any
Bushes and trees. Yeah, one tree.
One you got injured?
Did it
Couple
move?
bushes. It did. Yeah, I actually hit the tree. I rolled at about 130, and I hit the tree and took the tree down with the car.
Wow.
And
So
yeah,
it
I mean,
did
I'm
move
very
it, yeah.
fortunate to be alive. So,
Yeah.
but I got to chalk it up to Mustangs. If I was in at the time, a Challenger or anything like that, it probably would have been a different story. But I'm here today on the
No,
podcast.
you would have walked
so-
out with a dent if you had a Challenger.
Yeah,
Oh.
probably.
Yeah, it would've
yeah,
just had a
probably.
dent.
Yeah,
The
true.
freaking Challengers are tanks.
They're tanks. Come on, we're getting paid by Dodge. Come on.
911 calls. We just saw a tank mow through our front yard.
That'd have been,
Is the owner fine? Oh, he's perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
He's
yeah.
perfect, but
They
my
called
tree
the-
is messed up.
they'd have had to call the big wrecker to pull it out.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, they would have if it was a Challenger, but they just got
Yeah.
tow truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of started it, and then I had an Evo and some other stuff from there, and then from there I kind of got out of it for a little bit. I got a truck, and I was like, damn, this is nice, man, having a big 4-door, like just comfy. And then I was like, man, you know what? I miss my Mustang. I like all-wheel drive because I had the Evo, and I was like, man, but I like big body stuff. I like being comfy.
Yeah.
And then 17 when they debuted it, Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. And I was
Nice.
like, yup, that's it, man. I'm in
That's
there
it.
like swimwear.
Before
and,
you get into the Trackhawk,
yeah.
Chris, tell us a little about your
We're blue
background.
balling. We're blue
performance.
balling, man.
Oh man, my family's been into building race cars forever. I'm just the first one of the generation to, I guess, kind of turn it into a business.
Oh, nice.
So I've been born and raised around race cars and restoring cars and things like that. But my first car that I bought with my own money, worked hard for it, was a Spec V, a Nissan Sentra SER Spec V, because I was one of those
Hell yeah.
rice guys, right?
Hell yeah.
So I saw that Fast and Furious, and I was like, yo,
I need those
I
sticker flavors.
got
You know?
that, man. So
I need the nice.
yeah,
nice.
so I bought a Spec V, and we started building on that, and got kicked out of my garage at my mom's house and kicked out of the house because there was a hailstorm that came in and took out her car, and she was pissed.
Damn.
So she kicked me out and said, you got to go somewhere else with this shit and start making some money or doing something else. So we opened up the shop,
What year was that?
2007.
Okay.
And that economy took a crap right
Oh,
afterwards. 2008 was really, really bad.
The Great Depression?
Yeah. So we, we went from this dream of building imports and all this other stuff to not even being able to do that. So we were doing oil changes and timing belts and whatever I could to survive, right?
Yeah.
So kind of started making that turn in 2010, 11, and then we started putting V8s in imports. So we were putting
swapping them.
Yeah, we were doing LS swaps in like 350Zs, G35s, RX8s.
Wow.
You know,
Nice.
and then those cars were beating up everybody on the street races. So then the V8 guys were coming to us to try to get some more work done, make them faster, and then it just kind of snowballed into that for the shop. And the economy started getting better. We started being able to make more things. So it went from maintenance to now the dream of performance, you know?
Yeah.
So.
But it started with LS.
Started with LS.
Ooh.
Yep. Started with LS. Families die hard. GM guys, for sure. I'm probably the only Mopar guy in the family.
Unicorn.
But that was because there's LS shops all over the place.
Yep.
They're on every corner, right?
That's true.
So now you're competing for pennies, and there's not that many Dodges. So I took the risk, started jumping into Dodges, perfected the craft, and kept going and going and going, and here we are. I finally cut out all the LSs, and now all we do are Mopars. So just to be better. It's just easier to build the Dodges than it is to try to compete with, 15 shops you'll get from between here and Dallas.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? So we got really good at it. And then I bought my Demon and started slowly building that off on the side and started getting things working for that as we started making a little bit more money to buy the parts and progressed with that. But it was all takeoffs and poor man parts, and we got to make it work or it's not going to work at all.
AutoZone was your best. Was AutoZone your best friend in one moment?
AutoZone always was the best friend. Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
Still comes in clutch for sure.
Of course. Of course.
They're on a first name basis over there.
And they deliver to us for no charge now.
Nice.
There you go, man.
Yep. So yeah, we got that car rocking and rolling, and about 3-4 years ago, we were the first Demon Hellcat on an 8-speed to ever run a 7-second pass.
Wow.
So yeah, so we did pretty good. We still have that. We ran a 782 in it, and it's pretty quick.
No, messing around.
You did a lot of R&D on that car. How was that?
Yeah, we did a lot of R&D on that car because it was the underdog, right? So we did everything against the norm of what the Mopar community would say what had to be the ticket to go fast, right? So I had a Magnuson 2650 blower while everybody was going Whipple 4.5s. So while everyone was doing Whipples, the 4.5s, I went 2650 because that's at the time all that I could afford, right? So I bought the smaller blower. We made a lot of progress, and I'm still stock suspension, still on the 8-speed. Haven't changed much of the car, really. It's got a big motor that I built with the 2650 and some nitrous, and we were the first to touch 7s in a community that's been drag racing these Hellcats a lot longer than me. You know, I was late to the game in the Hellcat world when it comes to the drag racing scene because I didn't have a lot of money, right?
Right.
It was I didn't ask for sponsors or anything like that. I had to build it and prove myself. So, we did it with the smallest knife at a big knife fight. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
A lot of fun. So
when did you first buy the Trackhawk?
I bought it in 2020. It was like the end of the year, so I can't remember if it was 2019 or 20. No, it had to be 2020. I've had it for 3 years now. Yeah, bought it used, got a good deal on it right before everything kind of skyrocketed. You want me to go into like what all we did with it? Yeah. So I bought it, and then I was like, you know what, let's do bolt-ons with it. As with everything, it all starts with bolt-ons.
Were you the first one to go 8s?
I was, I was.
Are you the second fastest Trackhawk now?
I think, so it depends on what you consider.
And
as far as leaderboard, quickest, because they measure by ET, we're the second fastest mile an hour now. Someone did go 2 mile an hour faster. but I think we're 4th on the leaderboard for the time being for as far as combination of quickest and fastest.
Okay.
So ET and mile an hour. So it's just at 872 at 165. I think the world record is 858 at 161 or 4.
Yeah, 164,
somewhere around there.
I think.
So I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
You can go back.
No, you're totally good. Yeah. So we it started with bolt-ons. I brought it to a buddy shop in Colorado, and we just wanted to do some basic stuff with it. And at the time, I was like messing around with crypto, and I said mess around. Like that's the only form of gambling I do. Mainly, I just throw money at it. So when Dogecoin took off, I was down there. That took off, and so I made a little bit of extra cash. And my buddy was pressing me to go nitrous. He's like, "Yo, spray that thing, spray that thing." I'm like, "All right, fine, fuck it." I just made a little bit of money. I'm like, "Let's go for it." So we sprayed it. And that thing lasted, it was a stock long block, but porta-blower and some other stuff. And it lasted 2 passes, and it scattered the motor. I'll have to send you guys a picture of it. Put a big old window in the side of the block. It tore the piston up. I mean, the whole thing, the entire long block, like nothing was salvageable. So that was, that was fun. And then
trying to imagine, like, trying to like at least the truck move or the car moving, and you just see pieces coming off. And stuff
it smoked it down at the end of the track. At the top of the track is just going and going and going, and then we're like, all right, cool, and then you just see a fucking puff of smoke at the end of it. And so it scattered that thing, and then from there, it was like, all right, well, let's go build motor. And I'm like, all right, well, I built the motor, might as well go build transmission, so on and so forth. I got the car back. I had some issues with it, and then I sought out a shop in California, made it to them. We put the Whipple on there, and then by that time, and I used to live in Washington. By that time, I was winter up there, so there wasn't nobody doing any racing.
So you lived in Washington, and you had it built in Cali and Colorado?
I had it built in Colorado, then California, mainly built in Colorado. They did the initial build. They got the build or the motor from Demon Performance, TKM. And then it kind of pieced it all together and did the original setup on it.
Right.
Took it out to California. We put a Whipple on it and did some like minor touch-ups with the suspension and stuff. And that was the first time I'd ever went to the track. And at the time, they took it to the track, and I wasn't in California, so it ran like a 948 or something, which at the time was the second quickest and fastest Trackhawk in the world, because at that point in time, no one had ever gone 8s or anything like that. It was like a 9.4. So, and then I was like, oh, shit, man, this thing's kind of quick. Like,
moving,
might as well, like, let's try to go for it. So then.
Was it gutted, or you didn't touch the interior?
No, so it never, the only thing we ever did to the interior was take out the seats. And when you take out the seats, then, like, there wasn't really a carpet in the back. There's some plastic and stuff that came out. We haven't really done a whole lot for weight savings. Just the seats, really.
Okay.
And now it's got carpet out of it and a couple panels, but it's still got sound deadening. It still weighs 5,400 pounds of me in it. But we made it to Cali, did some racing, and then I was like, you know what, I want to go race it. And so I went down to Houston when RIP, Houston Raceway? Houston Raceway, that's it. Sorry. Houston Raceway. And
definitely RIP.
Yeah, RIP, man. And that's where I met this guy. So I went to Legion of Demons. It ran a 9.3. It was running pretty good, but it definitely needed some help. And so this guy offered me help, a shop, a lift, a space. I left Washington and I said, I'm not leaving Texas till I get the world record. And while I was down here trying to go for the world record, which was like a 9.3, 9.1 at the time, somebody went a 9.001.
Wow.
And I was like, fuck, dude. So I really it's got to be an 8-second pass. And first to the 8s, is just cool to say. And so, I met this guy. It took, 2.5, 3 months? And a lot of reworking on his part.
Yep.
And then we went to Texas Motorplex. And after a lot of track time, a lot of practice, a lot of him coaching me, teaching me, and reworked a lot of stuff, we went out, and the first pass on nitrous, on the reworked and the new setup, it put down an 889 at 157, and then that record stood for over a year before anybody else.
Yeah,
year
and a half. Before anybody else could get it.
And then we stopped we kind of just started to change stuff after that, but we really didn't push it a whole lot. I just wanted to take it to events and do shit with it. And then yeah, we changed it, went back out, did the 872 and stuff. But yeah, it's been a crazy journey with this big old hog, man. Met a lot of cool people. I actually moved to Texas because I met these guys, and I was like, and I just love Texas. I mean, what's there not to love, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, you know what? We're
Guns,
gonna come
cars,
down here.
and women.
That's it, baby. That's it. That's literally what it is. Yeah. I wasn't gonna say it, but that's why I moved down here.
Yeah. We seen you were into guns on your Instagram.
Yeah. Oh man, how much time you got, dude?
Man.
Oh, I love guns.
Yeah.
I love guns. Yeah, man.
We'll talk about that after podcast.
Yeah.
You can get more.
We don't want to get you demonetized, so yeah.
No, we're talking about Nerf guns, right?
Yeah.
Airsoft.
Airsoft.
Yep. So
You gotta go LARPing.
does it have the same motor that the guy from Colorado built?
No. So it's changed.
Or how many motors did you change?
Oh man. Well, if we count the stock one, so I blew up the stock one, got the crate motor from Demon TKM, and then now he pulled it all apart, did a custom build on it, higher compression setup, which he can, I'm sure, probably tell you more of. That's the motor that it's on now, and then it is going to get a little refresh here soon when we do the twin turb skis.
Twin turbs.
And there's a clip. There is a clip that he is confirming that he's gonna buy it.
Let me see if I got the receipt.
Connolly, CONNELLY.
Not confirming, he actually bought it.
I bought it while you guys are here.
Yeah. We'll
Paid
put
for
the
it.
clip up right now.
Yeah,
But,
it's done.
Yeah.
Said and done.
Yeah, you're shipping it.
Said and done.
Put it on
We're getting a Hellion twin turbo kit.
It's on. It's on.
It's
the
all right.
I'll grab it at some point. I'll show the receipts. I'll show the receipts. We always come with those.
Yep.
So now, do you want to explain more in depth with the Hawk?
So there's a lot that goes into kind of going fast, right? It takes a lot of finessing to get it. And the faster you go, so if you want to run a 10-second pass, that's great. It's like this target's really big, right? We can nail that. It doesn't take much to get there. But the faster you want to go, the smaller that target gets, right? So if you're like shooting a gun, we're getting further and further in our distance away from that target. So when we sit down with Tyler or a lot of our customers, it's always, what's the goal, right? Because if you want to hit or run with Tyler, here's the list of things that you need or kind of what comes into play with what happens. It's not we go out and swing for the fence and it nails it on the first pass, right? Just because I've done this, all these cars, no matter what car you're in, they're like women, okay? They're 100%.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it. Each one has their own personality. Each one is going to fight in its own way to get there, and they're not going to be the same, okay?
Yeah.
So no matter which way we do or how many times I can replicate this build, the next car is going to fight us in different ways, different venues to try to get it there. So it's almost like every time you try to break a barrier or a goal, you have to shed that old skin for the new one to come in. But once it hits it, all day long.
Yeah.
This dude will run in. It took so much work to run an 8-second pass, but now when he goes to NHRA, and I'm like, Tyler, you cannot run faster than a 9 so we don't get kicked off the track. He comes back and says, whoops, I ran an 8.9. Dude, what are you talking about?
But the boards weren't on, so nobody's seen it.
Yeah.
Right? So once we hit that mark of like, okay, the Jeep can run an 8.9, cool, great, we hit it. It'll knock it out of the park every single time without
Blower
effort.
only, too.
Blower only.
That was blower only.
So
Hell yeah.
now when you try to go even faster, like say we want to hit an 8.5, well, it's only half a second faster. Shouldn't be that hard, right? Dude, no way.
Yeah.
This girl is fighting tooth and nail, and she doesn't want to do it. So we should be able to hit an 8.5, 8.4. We look at some of the data, it should do it, no problem. We should be able to hit an 8.5, 8.4. But everything else is going to fight the rest of the way. Yeah. We broke a diff, broke a transfer case, a transmission, a flex plate, a flywheel, and now we think that the engine is broke when all of that catastrophic failure happened. Boom.
Wow.
Hit.
And something
all
in the front end too.
in one pass.
In
Damn.
20 feet.
Yep.
20 feet of track.
20 feet out.
20 feet out. Because we saw, so when he ran an 872, we ran out of fuel. So that was an 872 at about 1,000 foot mark, right? So it went into protection mode, kind of shut the car down, pulls boost out whenever pressure drops, things like that. So he ran out of fuel. He ran out of pump, actually. Yeah. So there's 3 pumps in there, and he ran out of all the fuel pump. And so he ran an 872 at 1,000 foot, half with the car in limp mode pretty much the rest of the way.
Oh,
yeah.
So we're like,
so
dude,
definitely
I had
faster.
my foot to the floor, and it just, you can hear it in the top end of the track at the video. It just, and the tone changed.
Wouldn't do anything.
And
so we're like, dude, we got this. Yeah. Like, we fixed the pumps. We added booster pumps to it. We got this. We're going out the next one, and we're running that 8.4. And it said, nope.
Not today.
Not today. Not today.
Oh, man.
We had transfer case, everything. It all broke.
Complete catastrophic failure.
All on that one pass. And I mean, it did roadkill nights. It did all kinds of crazy events and did everything. But when we were like, listen here, you little hussy, you're about to run this 8.4. Yeah. It was like, not today. I'm not showing up for work today.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
The best way I could describe it is when you think you're going to go fast, you either brake or it doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the days that you go out and you're like, yeah, let's just see what it does. Those are the best. When I ran the first 8, he had to slip. I came back to the thing. He's like, what'd you think it was? I was like, I don't know, like a 9.2. I was like, it felt all right. Handed me the slip, 8.8. And then when we rent the 872, we almost didn't go because somebody oiled down the track and they had to re-prep the line. So we were like, they switched lanes. We were like, yeah, let's just go home. And I was like, nah, dude, we came out here. Let's get some data. Let's see what it's going to do.
Midnight.
It was literally like,
midnight.
It was like 1 or something.
Yeah, and it was like still 100 degrees in Texas.
Oh, shit.
It was in the middle of summer.
I think
it was still 100
like
degrees.
32,
I forgot that Dallas gets
32 or so, somewhere around there, 3,200 feet, the DA.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was like, nah, man, let's see what it does. And so that was the first pass on the new setup with the 3.8 on it, on nitrous. We were just trying to A to B, get it down the track. Like, if it goes fast, cool.
See what it does.
Yeah. See what it does. And then, but the second you go out and you're like, yeah, this is it. No, it's not. This is it. You're going to leave the drivetrain on the track. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The second you try to tell her what to do, no. But,
feisty one.
Yeah, if she wants to do it, she'll do it. But.
Yeah.
So you rebuilt it, obviously. Did you go with Billet transfer case? What was after that you blew it?
After the catastrophic failure.
After
that, John Sipple, he rebuilt the transmission. He beefed it up a little bit. I don't know the specific details of what he does to the transmission. So he beefed up the transmission and transfer case. And then we do have kind of a prototype Billet 9-inch rear end in it. For the diff, we still have a stock front diff and axles and everything. As far as I know right now, there's not a whole market for them. That's what kind of you get when you're doing something that was built in 2018.
Right.
Messing around with a car like that, there's not a lot of aftermarket parts quite yet for it. So for now, the front end stock, we might have to replace that, tracking down whatever issue we have now. But yeah, now we beefed it up a little bit to hold the power. Hopefully then with these twin turbos, we'll be able to leave a bit softer and kind of mitigate that. With the supercharger, it's kind of it's a real big shock to the drivetrain. So we're going to try and ramp it in a little bit softer.
Nice.
And, put it on a 2-step, with a nice stall converter and see how she goes.
And the setup right now, it's still on the 3.8? I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 3.8 Whipple.
Yeah, 3.8.
Okay.
Yep, 3.8 Whipple.
Okay.
3.8
nitrous.
Whipple, nitrous outlet on it.
How much shot?
It's a 300 shot now. When I ran the 872, it was on a 250 shot.
Okay.
So now we
really
try
conservative.
Yeah.
I mean, we ran
single stage too.
Single stage? Okay.
Yeah. Ran an 8.7 pretty. It was like the first, throwing a dart in the dark.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out where's it going to land.
Right.
And get some data, and then we can tweak and go from there. And it knocked it down. Did pretty good. So,
I'm sure the nitrous is direct injection, right? Yeah, on each cylinder?
Yeah, it's got the nitrous outlet plates on it.
Yep.
So it's goes between the blower and the heads, which is pretty efficient,
Yeah.
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 But the tricky part, because we do a lot of TX2K events, and a lot of other events. They have a lot of limitations, so we have to build it within the rules. And there's a lot of tricks that we have to do to try to get as fast as we are within rules, right?
Right.
Because we don't want him to go build a car and then he can't go to any competition with it. Because what fun is that?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're just fast on paper, but racing other people are what's fun, and that's where we can really show what we can build. So some guys, even in this Trackhawk world, to bolt on 88 mil turbos and do whatever they want, they're fast, but they can never compete in anything that we compete with.
Oh, got you.
Right? So they're never going to be able to go do the things that we can do and be fast. So they're basically overbuilt and trying to compete with someone with smaller pieces, smaller parts.
Right.
Because in TX2K, we can only run 72s. That's all we can run.
Is that the limit?
Yeah.
Class limit, yeah.
The class limit for
wow.
heavyweights, we can only run 72 mil turbos. We can't do anything else. But if we do blower and nitrous, we have to weigh more. So we have a weight limit that we have to be at.
That thing's
So-
a boat. Like,
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you're
I
running
got
against
1,000 pounds on just about any
You're running
car
against
in a
cars
class.
that are like 3,000, 3,500 pounds. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to, because we're dual power adder, it doesn't matter. We have to, because we have blower and nitrous, we have to reach a certain weight and we have to hit the scales every time, every pass to be able to be in that class, right? And some of these other guys that try to be as fast as they can be in these Hellcat, in the Trackhawks and whatnot, they can't do the events that we do.
Right.
And TX2K is huge, right?
yeah.
You know, and that's what's fun is
Yeah.
racing some of these other faster cars. Not being fast on paper all the time, great. It's an accomplishment, but
Right.
you know, we can go out and drag Danrue's ass and in a 5,300-pound Trackhawk.
Yeah.
And he's like, what
Before the
hell?
turbos or after the turbos?
From a
In
dig.
any of them.
oh,
dig.
From a dig. Let's go, Dan.
Nah, we'll do it in any of them. A dig, a roll, reverse, whatever you want. It don't matter.
They want the 50 roll, Dan.
Yeah,
The 50 roll.
50, 60, 80, 100. You got. I am not afraid of any race, anything in there.
Yeah.
I will take my demon and I'll run the biggest, fastest dude on the track. It don't matter.
Damn.
Right? It don't matter.
Confidence is real.
Because no matter what happens, there's always that room of error on the tree.
Yeah.
And or that they try to overpower it in anything. I mean,
It's true.
You know, it's
That's
a
true.
driver's game at that point.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what you come to the starting line with. It's a driver's game. So some guys, they'll be able to go there. They'll be able to get fast. They'll do what they can, right?
Yeah.
Their cars are quick.
Yep.
And that's great. But in our class and everything that we do, I don't care what you bring at all.
Yeah.
We'll run it. I mean, I'm the only Dodge at 4,300 pounds. 4,380 is what I weighed. And we took that GTR versus the world.
Damn.
Hey, guys,
It's
they ain't
racing,
messing around
baby.
over here.
Ain't
for real.
messing around.
And
I
I
was gonna say,
ain't
it's
messing.
racing. Anything can happen,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does it make now before the turbos, and then
Mm-hmm.
what's expected after the turbos?
Now, I do like the little horsepower weight calculator based on ET and stuff because
It only makes 800 horsepower.
yeah.
Only.
Yep, 800.
Only 800 horsepower.
Yep.
Yeah, come on, Danrue. Come bring your little 1,400 horsepower,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
We'll definitely
Yeah.
talk about Danrue. Yeah.
Hey, I
Yeah.
know on your TikTok
Uh-huh.
you said it weighed 2,000, but you kind of like
Yeah.
rounded up because it makes more sense, right?
It sounds, it sounds good, and,
Good
and
for
it
the
gets
thumbnail.
people commenting. Realistically, I think, I don't know, probably 1850
Yeah,
somewhere around
1850.
there. And I mean, whether that's to the wheel or to the crank, I mean,
Yeah.
catch a lane and find out, I guess.
Ooh.
So,
Yeah. They throw a little shade in there.
Yeah, we'll even give you lane choice. It don't matter. Yeah, you pick it. You pick it. We
They
got
confident on both sides. you know?
Flagger. What about the
gotta
flagger?
be. What's that?
Yeah, y'all pick any flagger?
It don't matter.
I like
It don't
flash. I like flashlight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
don't-
put the light on it.
I don't like sitting there debating on, oh, he moved his hand.
Yeah,
Like, flashlight,
yeah.
bro. It's undebatable. Undebatable. On the street, I like
Do you
no
guys
prep.
ever do grudges and stuff like that? Or are you just in the game?
Like, I not big like grudge races and stuff like that. I mean, I started the TikTok thing and I filmed the entire build process, and I never thought about people that I would want to line up against seeing my videos. So the first time I ever went to like a little car meet to go race, I wanted to race this GT 500. I don't know. I think it was making like 900 or something, and it was actually a roll race because back on the 3.0 Whipple and nitrous, it was a little bit easier to roll race. But he was like, "Nah, man, I ain't racing that Jeep." He's like, "I know what that thing does," and I was like, "Damn, bro, I'm just trying to, friendly little run."
Yeah.
So grudge racing, I haven't dove into it a whole lot. I would assume that I would, unless I change the setup and shave my beard, I would have a hard time lining some stuff up. Yeah,
Walter White in here.
At least the guys that are, like that are on paper slower, they probably would turn it down. But the guys that are faster would probably be willing to race. But I think I kind of.
What would be your limit on it?
What's that?
Like for grudges, like how much money will you get involved into it?
How much money would I like want to race for?
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Because you were talking about like top dogs that race and stuff.
Sure. I mean, it would just depend on what I'm racing and how confident I am in the outcome. I try to avoid, like, I'll grudge race for fun. I do try to avoid like money racing. Number one, I don't like, usually when money gets involved, people get funny in many different aspects of life. And I've seen a lot of videos, I've seen a lot of stuff, and so I'm like, if people don't pay, I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to cause a ruckus, but who knows? Like, the audience be doing side bets, and if someone, it could have nothing to do with what I'm racing for. I pay my money, he pays his, but somebody in the sidelines, decides to get hairy. So I do try to avoid that kind of stuff. Like, I'll run anybody for fun. What's that?
We call them the cheerleaders.
Yeah, the cheerleaders. Yeah. So I try to avoid that kind of stuff. Like, I'll race anybody realistically, but when it comes to that kind of stuff, I just try to keep it for fun.
What about after the twins? What is your expected or like?
So yeah, I mean, after the twins,
number.
I would imagine it would probably make somewhere around 18, 19 or so. The same power on boost only that it does now. Yeah.
Would you say safer? Or?
I wouldn't necessarily say safer. What I would say is less stress. It's a lot less shock to the drivetrain. Yeah, in an all-wheel drive car, because you can mitigate, you can manage and control the power ramp a lot easier than a supercharger. Supercharger, it's fast. Your boost is dictated by your pulley. Yeah. The only thing you can do is mitigate timing and add nitrous and shit like that. So with turbos, you can just throughout the pass, you can go by time, mile an hour, GPS, whatever.
Is it on stock ECU right now?
It is, yeah. Okay. It's on stock.
Are you going
stock ECU?
Stock ECU.
Are you going aftermarket when you get the twins, or you just keep, okay?
No. Right now, we're gonna stay on the stock ECU because we got Z's are the tuner for it, and that dude is lethal.
Nice. Where's he?
Shout out
at?
ZH Tunes.
He's out of Houston.
What is it? ZH Tunes?
ZH Tunes.
Oh, that's
the
Asian guy?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
The orange Charger?
Lethal.
Well, he has an orange one and a red one.
Oh, he sold the red one. Red one's up here getting twin turbos.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. It's in the shop.
So,
but now he's just got that orange one, which he's been 7.6s in that thing. But I mean, Z's lethal. There is not a Dodge person tuner in the world that is better than that dude. That dude has pushed that Dodge platform to an extreme, especially on the stock ECU.
Wow.
100%.
He tuned your Demon?
Yeah, he tunes the
8
Demon.
too.
He tunes his.
Yeah.
I mean, there's up until recently, for probably 3 years, me and Z, because he tunes, I build my car, he built his car, but he tunes both. Up until 3 years ago, or recently, we had the only two Hellcat platforms with an 8-speed in 7 seconds.
Damn.
That dude is lethal when it comes to tuning these things. Like,
hell yeah.
You can't beat him. And even if you run your record times and whatever pass you want, dude, if you want to line up in competition, you'll lose to a Z-tuned car every day of the week. Guaranteed.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
He's a man.
He's the man, dude.
He ain't messing around.
He's not messing around.
Magician.
He's the man. He is good. He's good. And he's everything that we ever wanted as far as tuning. he gives the information we need. He does all of it. I mean, and he gets it. You know.
You take your car there, or
What's that? Me?
when you get a tune, or is it like bench?
So that's the other thing about Z is, maybe I don't know, a handful of them are actually in person. He remote tunes everything.
Damn.
So he's never stepped foot in my Hawk. He's seen it in person at racing, but he's never sat in the Hawk and tuned it. And it, I mean, I street drive it. I do everything with it, and it runs that good. It runs that smooth.
Yep.
He's never sat in it.
Yeah.
He's looked at it. He's seen it. It's parked next to him before, but
what would he sit on? Just the floor, right now?
yeah, right. Yeah. He's never. Well, let me rephrase that. He's never driven it, right? He's never street tuned it or anything like that. But
He's trying to get it in, just like
Yeah.
go back.
So everybody that says, you know, like e-tunes, e-tunes are garbage. No, your
That one
tuner,
comes to this
your
dude.
tuner is
Yeah.
is the problem.
It's
Yeah.
the fishy ones.
You
Yeah.
gotta get that
yeah.
magic touch, dude.
He's
Shit,
crazy.
Hey
dude.
guys, if you want your Dodge tune, Hellcat, Demon, you name it, TRX, gotta go to Z Tune in Houston, Texas.
Yep.
He's the
legal.
man for it. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You don't have like an in-person thing. You just have to like message him on Instagram or go through Chris here. Chris obviously works with him.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's private. I
Yeah,
guess.
he keeps
Yeah,
it low key.
yeah,
He tunes just for a handful of shops,
Right.
Oh, nice.
and that's it. So,
So it's exclusive.
he's
Exclusive.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
don't-
want anything,
Don't hit him up. Go to Dallas.
Chris.
Hit
Yeah,
up Chris.
yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
yeah, it's pretty badass what he does. So, but he's definitely helped push the platform. So, but tuning isn't any kind of fast car isn't just the tune work, right? It's the shop, the mechanics of it,
Yep.
and the tuning all kind of have to work together. Because the tuner can only do as good as the parts are being installed,
Yeah.
right? So if they're constantly fighting, the car's going to be slow. And just like a woman, you got to buy her the finer things, right? You can't get the cheap stuff to her because she'll know and she'll never treat you right. You'll always get the top ramen for dinner. You're not going to get that
Yeah.
steak meal for dinner. And that's what it is. So you got to treat them right. You got to put all the right stuff in it. You got to do all the right parts, the right install. And then, you know, your tuner can do the better job and get it done right.
She's gonna give you that Lunchable for breakfast.
Yeah,
Lunch
she
and
would.
dinner. Yeah.
She would.
Yeah.
Or leave you a note in your lunchbox. Says, you remember that cheap ass shit you bought me?
That empty lunchbox.
Yeah, you remember that Fooey Vuitton? Yeah, that wasn't
Louis
fake. It's
Vuitton.
all rubbing off.
All right.
Yeah.
Panda vibe.
Panda
All right, guys. So before we deviate from tuning, would y'all prefer dyno tune or street tune?
I wouldn't
You
even
can
say
go Tyler then, Chris.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say I have a preference because the entire Jeep has been e-tuned, man. So
Well, that
I
says
mean,
it there. Right?
yeah, if I had it like in past experiences, I would without a doubt say street tune because the car is going to behave far differently when it comes to traction, depending on your power level. I would say street tune would be the best way to dial a car in, obviously within a certain limit. You know, if you're
Right.
making 350 horsepower, okay, dyno's fine. But up into over 1,000, probably a street tune. But yeah, I mean, I have no preference now because all my shit's been e-tuned and it runs beautifully. So
The thing with, so dynos are just a tool, right? But too often do we use it as a measuring stick, right?
Right.
So my Demon runs 7s, but on the dyno, it only shows it makes 1,020 horsepower. So, but technically it should be 2,200 horsepower based on the times that it runs,
Right.
right? So the dyno, too many people live and die by it. For us as a shop, it's viewed, for me, it's viewed as a tool to safely get the groundwork done, the foundation, and then we go out to the track and get the rest of it done.
Nice.
Because, you know, your dyno run's only 7-10 seconds long, but the track's going to be 8, 9, 10, whatever seconds long. So there's much more data, much more information that you can get over that course of time instead of just one run on the dyno. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And now the newer the cars, the more computers, the more information, the more things that get dictated, and you just can't replicate what is being done on the street on a dyno.
Gotcha.
Dyno Queens are cool and all, but what's that shit do in real life, you know?
Yeah.
Come on, let's run it.
That's it.
Let's,
Yeah, I have
see
no
what it
idea.
is.
No idea what my Jeep makes. I have no idea what it's gonna make. We can project it, but I know what I think it'll run. That's what. That's what.
Why's my 1,020 horsepower Demon dragging that ass all over the place?
What did the Jeep make when we actually dynoed it? It was like 900.
Yeah, it was like 900. So
900.
So why are you guys trying to compete with the 900,000 horsepower cars? And you still keep getting beat?
I'm the frog right now. I'm the frog with the wine.
Yeah.
That's in the background, you know? That's how I'm slurping it.
Yeah. You keep getting beat by these lower things while all these other places have these cars. Well, we made 1,700 horsepower. Great. Let's find out how much it really makes.
Yeah.
Let's go to
we
the
got to
track.
talk about Danrue, man. I want to talk about Danrue, but
That's good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I mean, I feel like you guys seen the most controversial man, Danrue, dancing Danrue.
Yeah.
That's what's Danrue.
Yeah.
My
Danrue,
bad.
yeah.
And what do you guys think? Of course, he's calling you guys kitty cats.
I'm gonna let you answer first
And,
because he did directly call you out. He didn't say nothing about Trackhawks.
Yeah, you said Hellcats and Demons.
Were you the demon that ran the 7th? What he said?
So there's a Hellcat. There's a Hellcat that's ran a 7.5. He's a twin turbo car. Really, really nice guy. Really fast car.
What's his name?
We've ran a 782. Man, you're gonna make me.
Is it Matu Fame?
No, Mod to Fame runs twin turbo stuff.
Yeah.
But Mod to Fame's a manual trans.
Right.
This one's got a TH400. He's got the twin turbo setup. He's got quite a bit of stuff done, and then it's on a Charger. And really nice dude. And he's gotten really fast with it. He's on Fuel Tech though.
Oh, aftermarket ECU.
He's a full aftermarket ECU, and he's quick. But the Demon side of things, we've run 782 on a stock trans. It's an 8-speed trans, and it's stock suspension, none of this other stuff, right? So it's about as close to what Danrue has. So he may call us kitty cats or anything else, but he can bring that, rice cooker, pressure cooker anytime he wants.
Man, he had it from the heart.
Yeah.
He took it from the heart. Right
Yeah,
there.
I mean, just because you're messing around with all these other and watching these other little kitty cats go do their thing, that's cool and all, but you haven't ran across anything built by us up here. And I promise you, you're going to go to a Dodge dealership and trade that thing in.
Is that whiskey kicking in?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, he's already done.
It's been kicking in. I'm still warm, dude.
You think we
my
can get another
goodness.
trophy made too?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I was, we did that GTR versus the world and came out on top. That's it. There wasn't a GTR in its class.
Damn.
I don't even think, I would need one of those. Actually, Dan may have that. I may need to borrow his import multi-mirror thing that goes in the back window. That you get on all the JDM websites. So I could see as he's going across further and further back where he's, oh man, I'll pull the chute, sell it. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Yeah. You think?
Damn.
Yeah. We'll send that 1,400 horsepower thing. And you know what? It's the shop that has that car. So you ain't got to worry about that. All these shops or whatever he was saying, pulling out cars that's the shop car. So if you want some of that, it ain't no customer's car. It's mine. You can come and get it any day you want. Any day. We got it.
So many shots have been fired. We're
Any
starting
day.
a war.
Yep, any day.
Oh
Any day you
my goodness.
want. Roll race.
He's gonna tell
If
you
it-
he's gonna tell you 50 roll.
Yeah, that's fine. He can do the 50 roll. I'll do the 50 roll. You got to give me a dig. And if you're scared of breaking your stuff, then you need to have a little bit more confidence. And maybe you need to sell that car anyways because that little Chinese fortune cookie can't handle a hit. So if you can't do a dig from it, you ain't racing. And I'm sorry, but roll races, they were meant for people who were scared of it.
There's actually a clip of Kimbo GTR. The
Yeah.
shop Houston. He
Yeah.
said, I don't do rolls. I usually stand to pee.
Yeah.
I don't sit down to pee.
Oh,
Dang.
yeah.
That's
So is that-
Dan's shop.
Yeah.
Is that Dan's
So,
shop saying?
I mean,
So, Dan, do you sit to pee?
I guess they said it.
Oh,
He
you want
said
a roll
it, man.
race? Oh, yeah. The women's restroom is right around the corner.
It's clean too. It's clean. We saw it. It's clean. It's a clean restroom. Oh man.
Hey guys, I tell you what, that's the shop car though. Kimbo's, that's their shop car.
yep.
That
Which
car's
he does
badass.
dig. Yeah, that car's
car's
fucking-
badass.
that thing is
And those guys can build a crazy GTR.
Yeah.
And that
Shout
that
out to
Kimbo,
Shop Houston.
Yeah, that Kimbo
Yep.
car. I had the pleasure of watching that car in 22. Was it
TX2K.
Yeah, TX2K.
I seen that
the
car in
first time. That thing, dude, that thing was crazy to
Ripped
watch.
Thing
Yeah.
is gnarly.
Yeah.
Dude.
Now that's a real man's GTR.
But Danrue
But
on the other hand.
so it ain't the
Danrue's-
shop.
Cook
Dan
Good
Ruse
job.
identifies as a fast GTR, but it ain't a fast GTR. And you know, all those people got colored hair, if you know what I mean.
My God, he just thrown a nuclear bomb in here, man.
Yeah, we're gonna find Dan Ruse showing up doing dance moves with pink and purple hair. That's gonna be
He had his beard purple.
Yeah.
Damn.
Man.
Damn.
Yep.
You're probably gonna give him some extra little white hairs coming in here.
Hey, that Kimbo car's that one's on a turbo 400 though.
Yep.
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
can dig.
That's a bad Larry right there.
Yeah, that thing's pretty crazy. That one in that Night Fury car is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. T1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing
Is it T1 car?
T1
Yeah. Okay.
Night Fury.
That
the
Night
one
Fury is pretty
the
wild.
one that she did.
There's some fast GTRs.
237.
There's some really fast
yeah.
GTRs.
Yeah.
You know, but in the world of what we do, 4,000 plus pounds, whatever you want to call it, I will not lose to a GTR.
Damn.
You would, so you would never consider buying one?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Or just hiding
My
it?
girlfriend
like,
has one.
No.
Oh, okay.
You're
Yeah.
good? You're good at? Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yeah, it's a nice
Nice.
car for her.
But you never bring it here, right? You never bring it here. You never bring it here.
Hold on. I think the real question is, Tyler, would you race Dan?
I would, yeah. I would love to race Dan. My offer stands. I made a video about it. I said I'll give you a roll if you give me a dig, and yeah. I mean,
I think he'll say yes.
I think I would like him to say yes. I also totally understand if he doesn't want to, because we also have one of those cars. I know how much it costs to fix those cars. I also know how much it costs when you break stuff. So
Yeah.
I get it, but I would expect the same. You know,
Yeah.
a dig in exchange for a roll race. So that's my offer to him.
It's crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, four-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive. Like,
Yes, sir.
that'd be a nice race. I
Grocery
mean, yours is
getter
obviously
versus,
heavier, you know?
Grocery
He's
getter
being
versus
too nice.
import supercar.
Yeah.
He's being too nice. He's like, you better fucking do it. If you don't fucking do it, you're a pussy. And I'm gonna call you GTR a kitty cat.
No, we'll bring the kitty litter to clean up all that oil. We'll bring that kitty litter so when he shits that transmission out, we'll be like, oh, it's okay. The kitty cat has the kitty litter to clean up your mess. Don't worry about it.
We can
Yeah.
even do it on some no prep too, because that's where you break shit is on the track. So I get it
The
if
sticky
you don't
stuff,
want to
yeah.
do sticky stuff, then we can do some
Yeah.
street stuff. Some
He
no
got beat
prep.
by a
some no
Mustang,
prep.
didn't he?
Yeah.
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 I think that was on the old setup.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, on the old one?
the
On
old
the old
setup.
setup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. So the new setup makes 50 horsepower more?
It's the
I don't know about
aerodynamics.
that. I don't know about that one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that car makes some steam, but
Yeah.
let's
What about
let's see
what
we
do
can
you guys think about now that we're talking about other influencers
Mm-hmm.
and cars? What do you think about like Mod 2 Fame and Boosted Lucky? They're really big Hellcat guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing their thing out there. Lucky's put hands on.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Jack Fab had some hands on it too. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
You want me to go first or you?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I got nothing but love. First of all, let me just set the standard. I got nothing but love for anybody else in the car community that does influencer stuff, that posts their car on the internet for people to ridicule and to talk shit about, and to see literally the entire process. I mean, you're sharing a part of your life and your finances and your
Journey.
your journey, man. You're just sharing everything with them. So I got nothing for love for anybody, any car, including Danrue, right? That post their shit on the internet. Like, do I have my own opinions about certain people and stuff like that? Yeah, absolutely. Everybody does. I keep them to myself. But no, man, I love seeing what Boosted Lucky's doing. I love seeing what Dan's doing. I love seeing Mod to Fame. I only recently just followed him. He's got a twin turbo Challenger, but manual. Yeah. That thing's sick, man. Like I love anything with 4 wheels, and anybody that's willing to share their car on the internet for people to see and enjoy. Dude, I've been watching Hoonigan. I've been watching 1320, TRC. I've been watching all that shit for years, and just to be like here with you guys and making my own videos about it, like it's cool, man. It's like a childhood dream come true. So I got nothing but love and respect for everybody that does it, along with us. So
appreciate it.
That's my opinion. But now the bad cop
with the devil eyes.
It's all everybody's pushed their limit, especially when you're comparing the Dodge influencers, right? Mod to Fame was the start of a lot of this influencer part of things. He pushed that manual transmission to the extreme. He's done quite a bit of things to get all of this performance done when it comes to twin turbos and leading the way with that, and the manual transmission and the Hellcat and all that. Boosted Lucky's done the same thing. He's really pushed his aspect of things. There's different ways to cut a cake and eat it too, right? So each of these guys do all of this in their own fashion, their own way, and they've all paved their own way. So whether or not they've, done things the long way, the right way, or anything like that, the only difference is, me personally, I don't have a huge social media following or really push that aspect to really document how we build or what we build, right? So there's just different ways that people do it, and kudos to everybody that tries it, and as everybody that does this. We've done what we can. We've pushed what we can. I think we're a little bit further ahead when it comes to a blower setup. We're going to get started in playing with the twin turbo setup. But we'll call Mod to Fame and talk to him. And I mean, we're all cool, because this Dodge community in this world, everybody wants to keep it quiet and keep what they know secretive, because they think they have
the sauce,
right? Which is great. And that's kind of how I make my living, is on some of that. But, some of these guys will call and say like, hey, what are some ideas with this? What are your plans with this? What do you think? And we bounce all of that. And that's really how the only way that this scene can grow, right? Because if we're killing ourselves within the community, we never have a chance to take off. We never have a chance for this brand to really flourish. Yeah. Up until the Hellcat, Dodges used to be the laughing stock, the redheaded stepchild. You showed up to a Dodge at a car meet or a drag race, they were like, what's this guy gonna do? Because he's the fattest, slowest car there. Now the Hellcat came out, and now we're a part of the conversation. Yeah. So the Hellcat really changed the way, and being able for Boosted Lucky, Mod to Fame, us, and all these guys to work together to further the brand, you got to put the egos aside, and you really need to think about what it is that we're doing, because there's only a handful of people that are doing it. Yeah. When you think of Dodges, your main guys you think of are going to be Tyler, Boosted Lucky, and Mod to Fame. So
Demonology.
Oh yeah, Demonology.
Yeah, Herman.
Demonology.
Shout out to Demonology.
Yep.
And they'll really push that limit to be able to go faster in these cars. You know what I mean? So we now manage and handle Demonology's car. So we build all of that and everything else. And I mean, just from where he's been to where he's at now currently, I mean, we've shaved a half a second off of his car.
Demonologies?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
they built his Silverback too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we built two cars for him. So he used to run an 847 Now he's going to be now from an 847 car, he's now an 80 blank. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
He's
we know that,
quick.
Yeah.
So now his car's a lot faster, and literally all we did was buy our girl
The nice shit.
Louis Vuitton, not Fooey Vuitton, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all that we did was just change the way that things were done and talk to her nice and treat her nice, and now she's doing what she can consistently.
Right.
Got that Birkin bag.
You got to do what you got to do.
Right.
Birkin bag.
All these girls are just, you got to treat them right, and they'll start to treat you right. So,
What do you guys think about the new Demon 170 coming out?
That's pretty sick. I mean, I think it's a cool. I just always think it's cool nowadays, especially if manufacturers are still making drag racing fast cars that are collectible. I don't like. Obviously, it's a badass car, and it's fast. It's quick. I don't think that it's the fastest thing out there, obviously, of course, but I think it's cool that they're still making cars that people can collect, that they can make money off of, that they can, put in a garage somewhere and store for a while. I think it's cool, especially with today's market and how it's going with all electric cars, for a brand like Dodge and Mopar to still be producing those big, gas guzzling Hummees. I think it's just cool that they're sticking with it.
but what other brand and manufacturers making 1,000 horsepower cars?
Oh, yeah.
True. Yeah.
Right?
You're right about that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the
Without being a hypercar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
correct.
so what other brand without something affordable that you can there's a Dodge dealership on every corner, right? So
I don't know, man. These Dodges, they're freaking, they're skyrocketing these prices.
They are gouging them.
They
a little
are.
Gouging
bit.
these
They
prices.
are.
They are.
They're turning
crazy.
into,
Dealership's getting a little
those
greedy out
V12
there.
prices, man.
Yep. They're
V12 prices right
crazy.
there.
Yeah.
V16. Sure.
But what brand? Like, you can't even buy a GM or a Ford that's going to be over 700 horsepower.
Yeah.
I don't think not even the Chevys.
Not even the
no,
Shelby's.
no.
You can't. So what other brand is going to work hard to do that? That's like the rebel mentality of Dodge.
Yeah.
It's like, F you, F all your other stuff. We're going to push the limits of what we can get away with until you get slapped on the hand and said you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And they're I feel like they're doing like shortcuts with Dodge, because they're like 1,000 horsepower OEM on Dodge. That's
1020,
crazy.
what is it? 1020,
Yeah.
1025 on the
Yeah.
170?
And it's I mean, what
crazy.
other ones? Most brands, GM, Ford, and all those guys, the second you start talking about going to a racetrack, you're going to start talking about warranties and voiding things and all this other stuff. But Dodge openly advertises, take our shit to the track and have fun with it and use it for what we want it to be used for.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool about it, right?
Shoot, they put a
finally
set of street radios and
Yeah.
I'll never
a
forget
jack.
the all-wheel drive burnout that they did with the Trackhawk when that advertisement that they did. I don't know if you guys seen that. They did
good marketing. Tell you that right now.
yeah, man.
Great
I'd
marketing.
never seen anything like that in my life. That was one of the
They put my Demon in their commercial for the 170
yeah?
twice.
Wow.
Damn.
Standing on the back bumper. I mean, and they're openly advertising the crazy hood rat shit that I'm doing with my car. They're like, fuck yeah. And they put it standing on the bumper, doing all kinds of stuff down the track, having fun. What brand is going to advertise that and say, look at the shit that they're doing,
Hell
right?
yeah. Yep.
That's what's crazy with it. You won't ever see a GM commercial or a Ford commercial showing what us grassroots guys are doing.
Ford tough.
Yeah.
Ready to pick up mud.
Yeah.
Wood.
Yeah. As a truck goes across mud, but it's still clean. Right?
And take your kids to school. Ford tough.
Yeah.
But I honestly think,
Don't forget about the TRXs, guys. They build a crazy truck.
Yeah, TRXs, guys. sorry.
TRX.
But I honestly think, I really do think that Dodge have been stepping up their game like years
man.
now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
20
even
2015,
if GM or
2016?
Ford, I don't think they can. Another year coming out. Oh shoot, we gotta make it an electronic car. Oh shit, because I'm sorry. Apparently, I heard that maybe next year they're gonna make a Mustang, but as a Raptor. You know what I mean? They're gonna supposedly they're saying gonna put mud tires on it
Sure.
as a Mustang, but that's a little conspiracy going on. But regardless, like how much these Dodgers been going through, I don't think you can really go through it like that. You know,
Wasn't the Hellcat like the first? We'll call it affordable, high power muscle car, like from the factory that was a mass consumer. Yeah, when they first came out, that was a consumer product. Like anybody could buy it. It wasn't like a one-off thing. It was a mass-produced, wasn't it? Somewhere around there?
But then everybody tries to copy it. Then you got the Z01 that came out, and then now you've got Ford that does all their stuff. So everybody tries to copy it, but it's still, we're a little bit faster or a little bit heavier than those other ones, but they're still almost 100, 200 horsepower down.
Not even Vitz, huh?
Yeah, that's how I remember it, at least. I like all brands, but I just remember there's a very definitive, like when the Hellcats came out, I was like, damn, like
700,
yeah, man, just from the factory.
The real question is, guys, are y'all gonna get the 170?
I tried to get one, a 170 to match the VIN on my car, but these dealerships just took it away. They wanted $100,000 on top of the car. So whatever MSRP was,
right?
Yeah, they wanted. So I could have gotten one with the matching VIN, and one dealer that I was working with was like, yeah, $25,000 over, you can have it. Come leave a deposit. I drove all the way out there, left a deposit, done. Then they call me back and say, no, it's $50,000.
What?
No, it's $100,000.
Damn.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. So now it's like you got outbid for this, and you're now $100,000 over sticker. And I'm like, dude, I'm not paying $100,000 over sticker. That just ain't gonna happen. So, I had an opportunity to get it, but the dealerships ruined the opportunity to match that car, right? Because I wanted the same color, same VIN, everything.
Yeah. That's why I got that black Ghost instead, right?
So there's a Ghost.
The black Ghost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they made less of
300
than the 170, right?
300, yeah. So, but that guy that has that Hellcat, because he'll get mad if I forgot his name, Colby Davis. The twin turbo, he has that twin turbo Charger.
The silver one?
It's black. So it's a black twin turbo Charger, completely redone. I mean, it's TH400 on fuel tech.
Davis,
yeah, Colby Davis is he's got the record right now at a 750 at 180, So, nice guy too. He's fast.
Epling's also got a fast Hellcat, but they got a lot. That's a fully purpose-built drag race car. I don't know what transmission's in it, but
they got a fast one too.
Epling family, they're a good bunch of guys, and they got a really fast Hellcat.
Yeah. So we tried to get a 170, but it was just it was really tough. The dealerships try to take advantage of what Dodge tries to do big time, So
I think it's just for everybody too. I seen that. I think it was like the beginning of COVID. They're like $100,000 or more over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just people that don't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they, at least in my short experience, I used to work at a dealership. I used to sell cars, but what Ford has, some dealerships have been doing is they will somehow they'll buy or put a Bronco in somebody's name. So because Ford came out with a thing where they would penalize dealerships for putting a markup on new cars. So what they would do is they would drive the car, they would put it in somebody's name, do something. Basically, there's a lot of used Broncos with 400 miles on them selling for 10, 20K over sticker over the original MSRP because they can sell it because they're selling it as a used car. So they don't get penalized from Ford. I don't know how they're logistically doing it on the paperwork side of things.
Wow.
But when we were looking, my girlfriend just bought a Bronco Raptor. So we were in the market for that.
A GTR.
And looking for them. She has a GTR too. Yeah. She's got that and the Bronco Raptor. Yeah. But yeah, they would kind of move some stuff around and kind of get around that whole
That's crazy.
That whole hiatus that Ford came out with to try and stop it. But I mean, ultimately, it's not. They're selling them for whatever they want to sell them for. Realistically,
Yeah.
it does kind of suck. But
So, are you coming for that #1 spot as the fastest Trackhawk, Tyler?
I think it'd be really cool to do it again. I mean, it would take a lot to get there. I think that I do have a lot of belief in what we've done to it. maybe even now on the new setup. On the current setup, if we were to go out and try and do it again, I think it has it in it. It's just a matter of dialing it in and getting there.
To touch base on, like, have you guys ever heard of the Panther Edition Camaro? Their last calls?
No.
No?
No.
Exactly. Have you heard of the Heritage Edition Mustang?
That one I have.
But you've heard of the Demon 170,
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah,
where you're
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So every manufacturer has had their version of their last ode to the V8.
Oh, okay.
That's
But-
the money coming out.
Yeah,
of my
yeah,
bank.
yeah. Guys, for those who are asking what's next for Tyler's, this is his order purchase for the Twin Turfskis from
Hellion.
Hellion. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to them.
That's the bank transaction right there.
Boom.
Bam.
Hellion,
Done.
what does it say? We got Hellion Power Systems, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And that's a bolt-on kit, right?
Yeah. So we're making some changes to it because we're actually teaming up with them. So it's gonna be pretty gnarly.
Little collab.
Yeah.
Little collab action.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be a
Nice.
little collab. Yep.
Yeah.
So it'll be good. But to kind of touch on what you guys were talking about, the ode or what Dodge has brought to this community now all of a sudden in these last calls was everybody's heard of the Demon 170 and their marketing, but nobody's heard of the Panther Edition Camaro.
Yeah.
It's their last call, right? Nobody can even know what it looks like,
Yeah.
right? Or the Heritage GT500. Right?
Yeah.
nobody
You got a
knows.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody knows the Demon 170 and everybody's got a target on that bad boy because they want to be it.
I don't. To answer that question, is my goal to go for the world record again? No. That was my goal originally, to be first in the 8s. Am I gonna go to the track? Am I gonna race it? Yeah, absolutely. Am I gonna see what it does? Absolutely. Is my goal to go out there and beat the world record? No, not necessarily. But every time it has been my goal, I break shit or it doesn't happen. So when I go out there and I just see what happens, that's when the magic, goes down.
Just say everything that you're
it
saying
would be
opposite,
Yeah, So I'm psyching her out. We're not going for it. I mean, I'd love to go out there and see what it can do. I know I think it's got it in it. But that's not my goal with it. I want to kind of shift my focus a little bit. I want to go out. I want to get it in front of people. I want to race other cars. I want to have fun with it. I want to make videos. I want to make content with it. Hopefully, in turn, start paying me back the merch and the doing TikTok and stuff like that. Make some money back in it. It's been all funded by my pockets thus far, and so that's my goal with it. In turn, I do think we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens with it.
And the record now, what is it?
858 at 164 range, I want to say. So we're not far off. 872.
Those guys have worked really hard at that too.
Absolutely.
And
And
who's
he
that?
did that blower only. So I got to give it to him. They've done
Blower only?
Yeah, they've done a lot to that truck. And so
That's
shout
Mel,
out.
right?
All right, that's Mel, RSP DMV. Shout out to those guys. They know how to build a badass Hawk. They put a lot of time and R&D into that thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
And
Good down to earth dudes too.
yeah, man, like awesome people. So I'm not in it to take it from them, but I'd love to see what the Hawk could do, and it'll be interesting to see. I'm also interested in pushing the platform.
Yeah.
The next, I was first in the 8s. Who's going to be first in the 7s? That's what's going to, we're going to see. We're creeping up on it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
This time, a year and a half, 2 years ago, we were talking mid-9s was the world record. Now we're talking mid-8s. Somebody's gonna hit 7s. It's just a matter of who's crazy enough,
man. It's crazy.
So I guess we'll see.
Okay, so I think you answered this on TikTok, but for the pod, how much have you really put in this Trackhawk, man? Like
Money wise,
yeah, man.
like
you can average, not the point, but just average.
Like all to date, thus far.
Because you changed setups.
Sure,
You've broken a lot of stuff.
Yep.
And like you said earlier, you said you get DMs sometimes like, "What's your setup?"
Right. Right.
And like
I do.
They want the cheat sheet. People want the cheat sheet.
Right.
And you've actually put the time and obviously the money. In it. So it's for for those out there like, hey, it costs this much to build my Hawk, but this is all the time I put into it, you know?
Yeah, you could, well, if you want to replicate my setup, I'll tell you, come see this guy, and he can give you pricing on that, and he can do it. But
boom,
what I've put into my Hawk over the last 3 years is probably in the neighborhood of about 200 to 230, accounting for everything. That accounts for
breaking
a trailer, that accounts for gas to get to the track, that accounts for the consumables, nitrous, all those things, tuning, which I left out of my other thing. When I went over it on TikTok, I really just kind of focused on the parts. I forgot about a lot of stuff, you know? And there's a lot of shit that you don't even necessarily think about, you know, like food and hotels and housing and all sorts of stuff. To do this, to do the whole thing, you know, start to finish.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, I would put it somewhere probably in the neighborhood of like 230 grand, not including the price of the vehicle.
Not including the price of the Hawk?
No, yeah. Not
So you're looking at
including
300-ish?
Yeah, right around 300 or so. And
Plus
that's
the turbo kit?
What's that?
Plus the
that
turbo?
does not include the turbo kit.
Well, it's not installed. You know
It's
what I
not
mean?
installed. Well, we can add 10 in there. Yeah, so I am adding 10 from the or the amount of money that I spent on the turbo kit. Now it's going to be probably in the neighborhood of like 30. So I'm adding some money to that. But yeah, that's as it sits. What I've put into it thus far is right around that number. Damn, it's quite a bit of money.
It is.
But with now anybody can go out and replicate it for much less than that, you know. But it took a lot of steps to get to that point. I wasted a lot of money. I have parts laying around my house. I have a whole fucking shipping container.
Yeah.
You know, that I just throw shit. I'm like, oh well, all right. I got tires in. I got Mickey Thompson tires we pulled off after a pass. We put the Hoosiers on.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was what, $1,000, $1,500, $1,800 in tires, you know? Like just stuff you don't even think about.
So do I prefer Hoosier or Mickey Thompson?
It's hard to say. Me personally, I don't have enough experience and enough passes on Hoosiers. And what I have for pass-wise on Hoosiers, I don't feel like is an accurate representation of how they handle. I will say that Hoosiers do seem like they want to hook and boogie more than the Mickeys. They're a little bit more forgiving traction-wise. Mickeys are a little bit more forgiving stability-wise. Right now, I have much more experience on the Mickeys, and I love those. And they go straight as an arrow every single time, and they're dependable. Hoosiers, I got to do some practice on and get some more seat time on.
Right.
But I think maybe for no prep, Hoosiers might be the thing. That's what everybody tells me. Yeah. So a lot of the fast Hawks.
What are your thoughts, Chris?
For us on radio prep, all we do is just Mickeys, you know. But cost-wise, as far as putting a build together, if you want to race a car, you can't really have a limit, a cap of what you're going to spend.
Yeah.
Because things are going to break. Nothing's bulletproof. It's just going to happen, right? So you have to be dedicated and love the chase of racing the guy next to you, right? That has to be the addiction of just going out and having fun, hanging out with the people, and enjoying doing what you're doing. That's what you're paying. That's the thing about it. When it comes to guys like Tyler and their experiences and previous experiences, if you're choosing to pick someone to build your car, no matter what the brand, no matter what manufacturer it is, if you're wanting to go fast, choosing a shop that is always at the track, that races, that's involved with it, will always know more than the shop that reads the forms and installs parts.
I can vouch for that firsthand.
Right? So I know this car through and through because she's made me work for every ounce of that time that we've knocked off that board, right?
Yeah.
So we know what works, what doesn't work, what to change, how to change it, and things like that. And we know it.
Yeah.
Right? But another shop that just bolts on parts, they won't know what we know. They won't know how to get around what we know how to get around, right? So if you're in finals like we are, what do you need to do to set this car up to turn this car around in 30 minutes?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What kind of parts are it? They're going to go round for round for round for round. What kind of parts are it that's going to be, you know? And that's the difference of picking and choosing. Those shops cost more because they know more. Because we're away from our families, we're away from everything else at the racetrack, doing the homework, putting in the work, perfecting the craft. So the shops that are always out there at the racetrack, like even the shop Houston, I mean, those guys are gangster, right? those guys are gangster for what they do, but they go to the track all the time.
Yeah,
they're constantly testing.
They were
They
were just at import and domestic, and their Kimbo's car took a shit.
Yeah,
they changed the motor at the track.
Yeah,
damn. They changed it, and they didn't run. They didn't run. I think round 2 or round 3 because they were late like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
to start, and they changed it at the track.
Yep.
Damn,
it's crazy.
They were ready.
The whole team there, boom.
Yeah, because the whole aspect, especially when you're going to an event like World Cup. I mean, dude, anytime we build a race car or anything like that, the whole approach is, if we have to change shit at the track to stay alive, to keep competing, what's going to make setting this car up easier for us to tear this down, put it back together in record time at the track? Not here on the glory of our rack, any of that other stuff. What is it that we can do to change? What if we foul out plugs and we need to change plugs?
Or a
because
thermostat.
A cold front came in, and now we fouled out plugs trying to fire up E85, right?
Yeah.
So we need to be able to change plugs in 10 minutes.
16 plugs.
16 plugs in these Hellcats.
Damn.
And the book time on these call for about 3.5 to 4 hours to change plugs on these.
From
It's a
Dodge.
pain in the ass.
From Dodge. But we can get it done in 30 minutes on the track.
Damn.
30 minutes.
Like one on one
Done.
side, one on this side,
Yep.
or two
and
on.
we're banging them out.
Damn.
Because we have that. We know that if we're at the track and we need to do this, all the shit around it needs to be moved. So, when you're with a shop that is at the track, they know what they need to position things, to place things, to do this. Safety comes important to keeping these guys alive. Like, everybody's going fast right now in these Hawks. Not a single one of them is moving towards a cage.
Yeah.
So we've put Tyler's on the back burner because, like, going fast is cool and all, but we need this dude to be around for a while, right?
Safety, yeah.
So safety's biggest thing. We got to put a cage in it. And I'm like, Tyler, like, we're kind of, shit goes down now. We're doing something pretty major, and I don't want to bury it into a wall and lose the car and you, because that's
driver. Yeah.
that losing a driver is not that's not something anybody ever wants to go through. So trying to keep everybody safe, trying to build a reliable car is what it is, and going with the shop that's always there, always at the track, they're going to be your best bet.
Just as a recommendation for anybody that's out there trying to find a good shop, doesn't matter the brand, doesn't matter the car, doesn't matter anything. If you're initially shopping around for shops, ask them when the next time they're going to the track is.
Yeah, damn.
Ask them and if they say track, well, we don't. And if that's your goal, if that's what you want to do, then you should probably move on. I've been through several shops, right? And I made it here, and I stayed here, obviously, because of that. I met these guys at the track, right? Because they're out there, they're doing this shit.
Yeah.
So if that's your goal, then that should be the question that you ask. If you're just looking for a bolt-ons car that's going to put up numbers on a dyno, then, which is no problem with that.
Yeah.
Whatever you're looking for, you need to make sure that you ask ahead of time and search for. And so that's what, sets
so the
guys
parts
apart.
that we choose to put on these cars for even street cars are because we've beat the living hell out of them on the track. And we know that if they'll survive the shit that we put them through, you're going to be okay on the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll be okay for the guy that pulls his car out every Saturday or Sunday to go get groceries and go to church.
Cars and coffee.
It'll be great for those guys.
Yeah.
They're not ever going to see the stress that we do, but if they can survive the shit that we do, you're good, man.
Yeah.
You're good. But that's why I only work with a handful of manufacturers. I don't deviate from that.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, we got this new greatest in product. Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
I stick to what I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I stick to what I know because this is what I know that works. And the second I deviate from that, it's the problem child. You know? So that's what it's about.
Did you ever like maybe you got interested in new parts, or you just only you stick with the brand?
So some parts that are new, like I won't vouch for parts unless I've ran it on my car. So if I've put it through the paces, then I know that, okay, it's fine, right? Like I can sell this, I can do this, I can provide this to other people. So some of those brands and new parts, they get vetted through my car. And if they don't make the cut and they hurt something or they don't do what they're supposed to, they'll never make it onto any of our customers' cars.
Yeah.
You know?
So your car, she's technically the test dummy. So
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the workhorse, the mule.
Yeah.
You know? We found the drive shaft that works, we found diffs that work, we found suspension arms that work. All of those things we know because like he spent a bunch of money on suspension arms recommended from another shop. But I know they don't work.
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
So now he had to go back and rebuy suspension arms, and now he's crazy fast
Because you know.
over suspension arms.
Yeah.
It's a
Right.
lot of backtracking in that 200 and some odd
Yeah.
thousand.
Yeah.
So if you're with the place that knows how to do that, dude, you're gonna alleviate all of that stuff, you know? Then that cost of 200 plus K could have gone down.
Which,
And-
for the record, anybody that follows me on TikTok, when I said 180, I have spent 50 since then. So
Damn.
since I made that video. So for the record,
In the quest to go faster,
that's it, man.
you know?
Can you name all the models of Dodge? Like they got obviously the
Oh, yeah.
V6, the Scatty. I mean the RT Scatty.
In
Hellcat.
what? In Challenger or Charger?
And
or?
both, yeah.
Man, that's
Tons.
Because
yeah,
we didn't
I
even
mean,
know
it's-
they had the
it's
Ghost.
Infinite,
No.
yeah.
Like
Right.
that was
I
a
didn't even know that until it pulled off
that
the
was
trailer, and I
a
was like, "What the hell is this thing?"
surprise
Yeah.
to us, to be honest.
Yeah.
The black one that we saw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Black
Yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's
I saw a little
badass,
bit.
man. You should tell him the
saw a
story on
little
that
bit.
thing.
Yeah.
I think he heard it, but I don't think he
Yeah.
heard it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool
The Black
car.
Ghost is pretty cool because that was a tribute car to a street racer in Detroit, right? So this guy, he had a Challenger, would come out all the time, knock some heads off, and go right back in the garage. Nobody knew who he was, right? So it was coined the Black Ghost.
Had an alligator print on the
roof. Nobody would know. Nobody knew anything about it. Well, lo and behold, come to find out, years down the road, he was a Detroit PD.
That's why he would never show his face.
That's why he never showed his face. He'd go out, knock some heads, relieve some stress, and go back out. And he'd put it back in the garage.
That's actually
He
so
just
fucking
recently
mysterious,
passed
too.
away, so Dodge did a
Tribute car to
tribute
it.
car to him.
How many more made?
There's only 300 of those that were made. Yep. And this one right here on the rack behind us was that's a King Daytona, and only 300 of those were ever made.
The orange
So,
one.
yeah.
Which
that's
I don't know
crazy,
too
dude.
many car
Dodge-
manufacturers that are idolizing street racing
racers.
cops. You know, like
They make him like it's
Hey,
candy or
not,
something.
Yeah.
not only do they got the like one of the fastest demons, fastest cars, they got rare cars.
Yeah.
I look, you want to tell him like we should time him like name all the Dodge family.
Can you name all the Dodge family Challenger and Chargers?
Challenger and Chargers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You mind?
So, like 15 and newer or a range, you have, dude, man, there's a lot.
yeah, I was gonna say.
There's a lot.
Forget it, yeah.
You've got the regular V6, right?
Yeah.
So that's the GT. So then you have the RT Super Pack, the Super Drag Pack,
I didn't even know that.
I know, me too.
the Scat Pack, the SRTs, and then you have Daytonas, the TAs, and Hellcats. You get into the regular Hellcats, the Redeyes, the Jailbreaks, the King Daytonas, the Demons, the
Wide bodies.
wide bodies, which they have those,
Red eyes.
super stocks. Then you have drag packs, which is going to be, the race version of it, the Black Ghost, And then you get into TRX, Trackhawk, Durango. I mean, all kinds of different versions.
And it's still going.
And
Yeah.
Dyno.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's a
170.
Hellcat Daytona. You have a Scat Pack, like an SRT Daytona. Then you have a Hellcat Daytona. I mean, there are all kinds of
They
different
milk the
things.
crap out.
You know what?
of
No,
the line.
but
They
hold on.
milk-
Yeah.
You know what I think about it? They're like Rolexes, man. Like
Yeah.
they make Pepsis, Cokes.
Yep.
They make all these type of
Root beer.
Yep.
collabs and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
And that's what I think about it. It's like a luxury. Actually,
Yeah.
these are
So each
collector's
one's
items.
a tribute to its
Yeah.
own ancestry of whatever it is, whether
Yeah.
it's, the Trans-American car, which is like road racing or drag racing, any of those things. So it's pretty cool because Dodge sticks true to its heritage.
Yeah.
Minus the TRX, it was a big FU to Ford for that, right?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
we can build something bigger and badder, right? But the Trackhawk, the Durangos, I mean, if there was anything they could fit
These guys are
that
smart, man.
that Hellcat motor in was legit. But it's good.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that single cab TRX?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Dude, that's bad.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's bad. The
That
dudes
thing's
that
sick.
created that,
It was kind of controversial because we never knew who did it exactly.
So the first guy who did it, it's in
It's
Houston.
a red one, right?
So there's a red and a blue one.
Okay.
Black.
I'm sorry, black.
Yeah.
It was a black one. The owner's from Extreme Off-Road Park. It's a mud park in Houston.
yeah.
The one that did it it's called Nico. He's the one that modified it and all that. Then
Yeah.
another guy in the Valley from 956 named Chewy. Shout out to both of them.
And on the gas made one too, no?
No,
Oh, that was just a V8.
that was but yeah, it was only 2 of them made, and them things are sick.
But they were crunching it, man.
Single
They
cab.
did it so
Badass.
quick too.
2
Really?
weeks to do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude.
These guys
No,
were
they
in the
did.
crunch.
They did a badass
Yeah.
job with that.
Yeah.
That's really cool, and that they did all that. And there's a guy that's also doing. I can't remember his name, but there's a guy that's also doing Trackhawk drivetrains in Challenger Chargers. So they're all-wheel drive
Damn.
Challenger Chargers. Yeah.
I did say I seen when you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier. You're
Yeah.
like, is this one all-wheel drive? I said,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
there's some out there though.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
guys that are
That's
doing the
pretty sick.
conversions for them in the Challenger Chargers.
Do you ever think that Dodge is gonna make it a single cab?
Man, I don't know.
They do everything, so
I wish they would, and I just got Mama a Pacifica, and I so wish they would put that Hellcat Pacifica would come to real life.
Yeah.
Because you best believe them kids are getting to school in record time with that Hellcat Pacifica.
Hey, the
Yep.
R&D, man.
Yeah.
The R&D
That
coming
would
in
be
clutch.
Here, we
so
could-
legit.
We could
Technically,
squeeze
they
it
ever
in.
did
I know, right?
We could squeeze it in.
Man, I'd be the number one on that order list. We have a Hellcat Pacifica. Done. Oh, 100K markup? I guess I'll pay that.
they're like, shut up, take my money.
Hey, anything for the
But
kids,
you wouldn't
right?
pay that for the 170? Nah, I need to get my kids to school in time.
Anything for them kids,
He has
man.
that dad mindset, man.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You know?
Yep. So no, it's pretty badass what everybody does to those things. And that TRX is nasty.
You seen it launch?
The single cab one?
Yeah.
No.
Dude,
I've seen it
just-
ripping off road.
Wow. Like, it just...
Pick up the whole front end.
But not even that. I think the ones in the valley even took the forward drive off just to even do like burnouts on it.
Yeah.
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 Are they modified? Are the motors modified? Do they got more horsepower out
No,
of it?
no,
No,
No?
No.
They need to hit me up. We'll make that thing do a wheelie.
Hey, have you,
Hey,
the
we'll
Valley
make that
boys,
thing
Houston
do a
boys.
wheelie.
You know?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yep. You
Come
ever
over
seen-
here.
Chewy,
Yeah.
Chewy Rams in the Valley,
Nico.
Nico Customs.
Nico,
Or
you-
it's actually Extreme Off-Road Parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
you ever
built it.
seen them?
Put that tow hitch on the ground.
Yep. That's cool seeing a single cab TRX done, but
Let's get in the
You see
eight.
Nick- Nico
let's see
coming
if a
in next
single
week?
cab TRX will yank a front tire up.
Damn. Eh?
Hulk
That'd be
smash on that
badass.
Danrue.
I feel like he'll do it. I feel like he'll do it, bro.
Yeah.
He'll do it.
Yeah.
Man, he's
We got
already
the
a
Jeep
maniac.
to do
man.
wheelies. His car does wheelies. Casey's
Yeah, his
car,
Jeep
this
did a
Hellcat does
freaking-
wheelies.
Yeah.
His Jeep did a wheelie, and
My
that's
Jeep
when
did
it
a
broke.
wheelie. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, wheelies are bad in all-wheel drive cars. So
Yeah.
that's why it broke. But yeah,
Yeah.
it pulled the front tires off.
Nico's the type of dude, he just will do anything if it just.
They do a lot of
puts
custom work,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Nico. We wanted
Yeah,
him.
no, they did a badass job with that. I'd love to see that thing in person, but they did a badass job with that single cab TRX. is
They
pretty
were
gnarly.
they were here in it's called Bandas y Trocas.
Mm-hmm.
They were here last time, and I saw it. I was like, damn, it looks pretty much OEM. They made
Yeah.
it.
Pull on that
that's
bad boy.
fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Chris, I got a
Sick.
question for you. You're 11 years with the shop open?
17.
17
years.
Sorry, guys.
Yep.
Just cancel me. But 17 years. How do you feel now? You know, you started with LS, going into the Dodge family, R&D in the Dodge. Got a lot of cars. You're just like you're going hard, pretty much. You know.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel now? Like that you see yourself owner.
Look at these.
I mean, of the freaking.
I would have never thought this would have turned into this, right? But it's as a shop owner or someone that wanted to stay in this and not ever go back to a 9-to-5, you had to open every door that ever came, right? Every single door and every opportunity, you just grind, just work and work and work, and whatever comes open, don't ever be afraid from what's on the other side. Always explore it. If it doesn't work, you already know what's there and you've learned so much from it. But from that door could be another one and another one and another one, right? So I would say our first big break that we ever did was we built a Corvette for 4G Auto Wheels. And it was the first 2014 Vet, and it went to SEMA. And then that opened that door. And then that door. And that door, right? So it just kept going and going and going. And eventually we get into the Dodge, and they're like, damn, you did really good. And then all these guys wanted their Dodges because they were buying these one-of-a-kind production cars. And so it just snowballed into that.
Yeah.
So 17 years of hard work, grinding, and taking every opportunity possible. I mean, I don't stop.
Yeah.
I don't. I always tell him, like, dude, what do we got to lose? Let's go to that event.
Yeah.
He's got no off switch.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
I think
Let's
I could
see what
count on
happens.
one hand how many times I've gotten to like sit down and just like without all the chaos. His phone's always ringing. He's always on the hustle. He's always just moving.
So you're
got
surprised that
You
like,
got
he
him.
doesn't have his phone on him right now?
I'm
Oh,
surprised it hasn't rung, but I bet you he's got 10, 15 missed calls. I guarantee you that. His little, you got that jitterbug ringtone too?
It's,
That old school ringtone?
It's vibrating in my pocket right now, and it's driving me nuts because I'm like, damn, I wonder what that is.
That's probably Whipple. Or
Yeah, I'm like,
Elliot
man, what's
or
going on?
Sipple.
Yeah, but we're just always like, I worked. So when I first did the 4G Auto Corvette, it was a yellow Corvette, wide body when the wide body king was doing all those, and his name was Topo, and I went to the 4G Auto Fest with two Challengers and a G35 that had 4G autos, and they shoved me in the back, dude, behind the fucking stage, just like in a corner, because everything else was going around, and I was like, dude, I just said, fuck it. I left my booth and I started working the crowd and hustled. And I finally met the 4G Auto owner, AC, and was like, dude, give me an opportunity. Let me just build this car for you. Give me an opportunity to go to SEMA, all that. And he did. He put some faith in me. So we went to Roadkill Nights, took his Hawk with Demonology. And, dude, by the time we're racing, I worked that event so bad, I was standing next to the CEO of Dodge, trying to get all that done. And I was
the Demon Pass when I raced the Demon.
Yeah, that's when he raced the Demon, and then when we did the influencers race with the silver car that we built for Demonology, you know, he's up there at the line, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, yo, this is what we do. You know, what can I do for you and the brand and anything else? And we just started chatting.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So what do you say about the Hawk?
He said it was fast, man.
Dude, he was like, God dang. And then he saw the silver car that we did, and he was like, yo, and he fist bumped us, and it was like, we built the car in the rules that he wanted, right? So there was it was like a competition between influencers to build a Dodge with what Dodge gave. They gave us a Redeye motor. They gave us all these things. You know, it's got to be a Dodge car you're putting it in, all this stuff.
I remember the dude in blue. He made
Yeah.
like
David, yeah.
Yeah,
And then Rob Dom was there.
Yep.
He did the same thing.
So
and
it was the same thing. So we
quite a
built a
few.
car for that, and we stayed in all the rules that he wanted. And dude, that car hooked and booked.
It was Hermanology's Silverback, his Charger.
Yeah. And it was nasty, dude. And he was like,
Demonology.
and he was like,
Demonology.
yeah, okay, you guys are doing some badass shit. So it was cool to think that us as a shop, like, you know, we build things for, you know, all the Dodges. Or some of these guys are doing like GTRs, right? So what if you had a car, had the CEO of Nissan come out to watch the shop's cars go down the track?
Yeah, for sure.
Like that shit is huge, right?
Yeah.
And here we are, Dodge people, and the CEO is watching what we've done to their car, like, go down the track.
Crazy.
It's just
At an
fucking
event hosted.
mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
By Dodge.
So
Dodge
just to be
hosted
in
that
that
event.
presence was just really cool to
Let
be
me
a
ask you
part of
this:
that.
Are you best friends with CEO yet or no?
I don't know, man. I'm
So-
trying to take him out to a steak dinner or something. You know, what can we do? Let's go. You know,
Yeah.
what can we do with?
Take him to
the
the
yacht.
barbecue.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Hey,
Texas barbecue.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
yo, Tim, if you want, we got guns and steaks and fast cars. So if you want to come out, shoot guns, race cars, let's go.
Yeah,
It ain't steak.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that after I came back from the pass, after I raced, I went down the track, I come back, and I was just hyped about that. And he said, dude, who you think was watching? I was like, I don't know, the audience? He's like, nah, man, the CEO of Dodge was standing right next to me. He watched you
Yep.
go down the track.
Watch.
He said that thing's badass. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Any pictures? You take any pictures? Or anything?
Yeah,
He's got a
there's-
video.
Yeah,
of
there's
Nice.
a picture,
yeah.
video, and
Nice.
yeah.
I
was
didn't
like-
get to. I was fucking going down the
He was
track.
racing.
But yeah,
I was the guy that
whatever,
was
dude.
racing or
It's
whatever,
fine.
you know?
It's fine. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, Tim, sign my chest.
I need a tattoo, please. A heart on it.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
No, it
That
was
a-
good,
that-
man. But it was
that was
a lot
really
of fun.
cool event.
Yeah, it was a
was
lot
fun.
of fun.
Are they gonna do it this year? It was last year event.
Yeah,
This year. Well,
this
they
year?
did 2023 and
September.
then yeah.
Oh
Yep.
Yeah.
And they'll do another one. I
Yeah.
imagine next year, yeah. On Woodward Ave. That's pretty
Yep.
cool.
So
The
it's like
historic
street
road.
racing.
There was a lot of influences there too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dodge like hosts an event of street racing. It's on a no prepped literal street. They shut down the street in
Woodward
downtown
Ave.
Detroit.
Wow.
Yep, to go race.
The motor from a Hellcat, Redeye, and a Demon. What's the difference?
They're the same. So a Redeye and a Demon are the same, but the Hellcat and the Red Eyes / Demons are different. So the big difference between a Redeye and a Demon is going to be suspension. So Demon was really meant for drag racing purposes. So the suspensions, the shock settings are more drag racing. The Red Eyes are more kind of street, Hellcat style,
Touring kind
touring kind
Okay.
of setup, right?
Yeah.
So the Demons are unique in their aspect of quarter-mile intended cars. You know, I mean, I'm doing all my stuff on a stock suspension. I have not changed my shocks or springs at all.
No,
You know.
mine's stock too.
Yeah,
Same.
and it transfers perfect, like it does
Nice.
everything it needs to. You know,
Wow.
Nice.
so that's what's cool about it. It's they do their work, they do their homework to kind of get these cars down the track, and they make a badass car.
Up until a certain, I was making probably 1,500 of the wheels on a stock drive shaft, stock rear diff, stock front diff, stock front axles. I mean, for the longest time, a lot of the factory parts held up. I mean, even still, I got a stock front end in it, and we just put a stock rear diff in it, and we're out running at the track. And I only just recently had the problem that I did when I wheelied and broke. So it's like the parts that they build for these cars are, it's still stock suspension. I mean, stock ECU. There's a lot of factory stuff on these cars that Dodge, I feel like, did a lot of research in and testing and development before they just threw them out there, you know?
So you're saying the Hellcat from the Redeye and Demon, like as far as motor wise, because you know they obviously they make different powers, you know. What's the difference? Like why they make different powers?
Intake and tune-ups.
Okay.
So the Demon has a button that is an HO button for higher octane fuel. So that's the only difference.
From the Redeye?
Yeah, Red
Okay.
Eyes don't have that button.
Okay.
Only the Demons have the HO button for race gas. So if you put race gas in it, it'll detect it, and you can hit HO. You got 840 horsepower. It's nuts.
Yeah. And then the from the Hellcat, from the Redeye, is it a different just intake and tune, or is it a different block, or
different block, different blower? So the Hellcats have a 2.4 liter blower. Demon Redeyes have a 2.7 liter supercharger. So bigger superchargers is a big difference between the two. So
and the
block is different. So Dodge color codes everything. So orange is your like 6.2s for the Hellcats. Red would be your Redeye and Demons. And then now yellow is the new 170 block.
Oh, damn.
Because it's E85, so yellow. Corn.
Ooh.
You need some popcorn in there, boy.
So they put little...
Did y'all smell the hawk when it was
cornfed.
running?
Yeah.
They put little
Sweet as
cues
shit.
in
We almost
things,
died.
you know?
Nah, flex.
Sweet as shit.
Yeah, corn-fed for real.
So, yeah, they do a bunch of cool stuff with that. Yep.
And the blocks on the Hellcat, what's the most that you've pushed them to versus the Redeyes?
So, when you tear it all down and start to rebuild it, the blocks are pretty much the same. It's the guts, like the pistons, rods, and things that change from Hellcats to Redeyes. And then they color code the blocks differently to signify what it came out of. Right?
So as far as you're saying, the bore is the same, crank's the same,
Yep. Yeah, all that's the same.
but it has like maybe stronger rods, stronger
Yeah.
piston. Okay.
Yeah. So there's slight differences in that, right? But once you strip it all down to do the power that we're making, it's all the same thing. And the most power that we've probably pushed is in the world of 2200, 2500 before you start running into block problems.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn.
So now we're starting to play with this world of billet blocks and things like that, and
Half
really
filled.
push.
That was my
push
next
the limit.
question.
Yep.
Any billet blocks y'all running on any car?
Yeah. So not in a specific car. We do have a billet block that's here.
Where?
And it's over there. We do have a billet block that's here. We're working with Demon TKM. They've got Noonan racing engines that's doing all the billet blocks. So we're gonna start playing with how far can we get? Can we go 2,500 to 4,000 or anything like that? How far can we really go?
Damn.
You know. So the billet block's gonna open up a world, and people thought we were fast. Now, wait till we start playing with that bad boy.
Damn, bro.
You know,
Hey, they ain't
And
messing
turbos.
around.
you know. but the limitation again is I don't ever want to build a car outside of what we can compete in. So I want to still be able to compete with that. So we're still stuck with 72s. So what we can do different is how can we be faster than the other guys within our limitations? And that's where you start really getting and perfecting your craft, right? Because everybody can slap on big ass turbos and do whatever the fuck they want and run a giant number, but dude, we got to be fast within rules.
Trying to do more with less.
Yeah, yeah, we got to be able to still compete
Yeah.
with what we want to do. You know,
So as far as the competition, you can't run billet blocks?
no, we can run billet blocks.
Okay.
but the power adder is the limitation in turbo size.
Yeah.
So the turbos we can only run 72s, which is only going to be, 1,400 horsepower turbos. So
Each.
Yeah.
what are we? We can't go bigger than that, or we're going to go outside of a class. Now we're competing with 3,500 pound Mustangs
Yeah.
and running 6 seconds, or now we're racing against Cletus cars.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, we're fat. We ain't gonna do that,
Which also congrats to Cletus on that
Yeah.
recent victory with Leroy.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out
So,
to them.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Shout out.
We can't. We're fat cars. Let's be real. So
Yeah.
we got to go fast within our class, which is heavyweights, wild street, anything like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Maybe
boy
eventually
status.
we'll build something that goes against
big
the
boy.
classes. Some big
But what if
boy.
I put a billet block in a Fox body with twin turbos?
That's a
That
lot
might be
more.
crazy.
Yeah.
If that customer's out there,
Hey, if you're out there,
You have to come over here right
if
now.
you're out there, you want a billet block?
That'd be
Hemi
crazy.
with the Hemi stamp.
Yep.
Hey, man.
I can find a Fox body on
270.
Marketplace.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You want to put another 200? I mean,
yeah, for real.
yeah. But I think we covered a lot, man.
Dude,
honestly,
it's very great podcast.
This,
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, this is one of our best podcasts
yeah,
we've done. I'm sorry, guys, but man, honestly,
yeah, we've been saying that, but this is honestly
no, because it's not even that. I'm gonna tell you why. It's the hospitality.
Yeah.
It's the people. You know, like it's everything. You know,
the
like,
patience, the research, the knowledge.
Hey, if you got the knowledge, man, that's what sets us off.
Yeah.
If you come on the podcast and you don't know what you're talking about, sorry. It's
And they don't know how to talk some shit. I'll tell you that. We just got a nuclear explosion in here, boy.
The whiskey knows how to.
And the whiskey was talking.
Yeah, got that liquid courage.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
for sure.
But if anybody feeds you any better food, you let me know, because I'll have to call up that Salt Bay and tell them come up here and get.
Yeah.
Hey, come take care of these guys, man, because we need to do another podcast.
Come back when the twin turbos are on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind.
Yes, sir.
I want a part 2 because I know you have a lot of questions, and I know I want to hear it and I want to learn.
Yeah,
and I want to send some questions too.
But before you start,
man.
if you do a part 2, before you start that, you're gonna have to go riding it first.
Ooh, do that. I can do ride along. Oh, how can you ride along in the track?
Hold
Oh,
on
don't!
for
I'll
dear
put
life.
it.
Hold on for dear life.
I'm gonna go shit myself. You know what?
We've been toying with the idea. Once we get a cage in it, we'll put 4 Kirky seats in that bad boy, and see what you get.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna shit myself, bro.
Make sure
I barely
just get
recovered.
one like what size are you?
What's that?
And the seat. Medium or
in right now I got a factory seat in it, so I don't know.
Oh.
I'd have to.
He'd
I'd have to
probably
check.
be
So
a
me and you
medium.
gotta be in the back.
Probably.
Yeah.
If
Probably.
you get one, just get a large. All right?
I got you.
An extra large. I'll put a waist trainer in there. Just
Yeah, there we go.
large. Yeah.
They stop at large.
Well, I'm fucked.
We'll take the seat out. You just hang on to the
Yeah, hang
bars,
on.
man.
Yeah, there's
Hang
cargo
on.
I'll
straps
be in the back.
back.
If you want to do a wheelie, I'll be more back. You know. Just let me know when you're starting. Be like, all right, go, let's go. You know.
He's gonna be the ballast.
Yeah.
We might need you for 2K. No.
Hey, if you need me, I'll be there, right?
Oh man,
That's sick,
man, guys, it was a great talk. I honestly, last couple of questions. What are the plans? I mean, obviously the twins, right?
Sure. Yep.
But anything new to come? You know, we know you're on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
You post a lot of content. You post more content than this guy, and I thought he posted a lot. But honestly,
Wait, how many do you post? How many videos do you post a day?
Oh, not necessarily a day. I do have like 3 years worth of TikToks
Oh, yeah.
on there. I don't post a whole lot a day.
Yeah.
Initially, I just did it for fun. Now I started making money off it. So now I'm like, maybe I post more. I would say if I could do one a day, I'd be happy with it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, me too.
But yeah.
any future plans? I mean, you pretty much gave us a receipt for the twins. So like,
After
any
the twins?
future plans?
After I mean, honestly, with it, I wanna dive into this. Obviously, twin turbos are gonna be an entirely new setup and build. So that's a lot's gonna come with that. As far as social media and stuff goes, I think just continuing to push out content and hopefully, pay myself back a little bit. I'm not trying to be greedy with it, or I'm not trying to, do anything like that. But if this thing can start paying for a little bit, just financial help, then I can continue to do the stuff that I enjoy doing and that people like seeing me do. So just doing twins, experimenting with it. I'm gonna be here helping them put it together and filming the entire process, just as I've done from day one.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, that's it, man. Just doing a thing.
Any advice for maybe the kids watching, the youngsters watching, seeing the Hawk race? If anybody wants to build a Hawk, what's your advice?
Man, honestly,
Fast Hawk.
Yeah. Fast talk. I would say do your research. That would be the best advice on who you choose, who works on your car. If you want to do the work, do it yourself. Great, fantastic. Do it. Do your research on what you're doing. Do your research on tuners, because it will make all of the difference in the world.
Yep.
And the biggest thing would be like whatever it is that you want to do with the car that you have. Say it's a Hawk. Don't give up on it. Don't listen to the fucking people on the internet. Don't listen to the kids in the comments talking about their mother's, brother's, sister's, cousin's car. Who gives a fuck about any of them?
Yeah.
Do it for you, what you want to do with it, and don't give up if you want to continue to do it.
Yeah.
That's my best advice, probably.
Fast ain't cheap, and cheap ain't fast.
No, sir.
Hell yeah. Well, and Chris, for you, like, what are the future plans for the shop? I know you told us a little bit about it. What are the future plans for the shop? And also, what, if you can give advice to those that maybe want to open up a shop or maybe even want to build a fast demon?
So that's a lot of questions.
I need more whiskey.
Okay. Yeah. It's if you want to open up a shop, I would say the one mistake that there was a lot of mistakes that I made in the years of being in business, but the issue that a lot of shops run into is they want to be good at all of them, and you can't. You can't be good at a Ford, a Chevy, and a Dodge at the same time, right? They take too many things. They take too many things away from you. So if you're going to open up a shop, be a master of your craft and perfect one brand. If you're going to do Mustangs 120%. If you're going to do, Hondas, if you're going to do whatever, do it at 120%. Yeah. Don't try to deviate from things. People take in, the GMs or all these other things because they're afraid of the next car that's going to come in to pay their bills. The cars will come. Perfect your craft. Yeah. Perfect the craft and you'll be A-okay. Most people would have told me that I was crazy to say, you know what? These are the last GMs. These are the last Fords. These are the last things in this place. We're only going to do Dodge. I even get phone calls now. I got a Ford Mustang. Can you guys do this? No, sorry, man. How do you not work on America's most favorite Mustang? I don't, man. I'm sorry. Wow. Well, you're not American. And I'm like, whatever. So they'll always, I'll get bad reviews online for not working on people's Fords because I'm only Dodge. Yeah. But I want to give my people the best knowledge, right? So that's the best thing with that. As far as the future of the shop, I want to continue to grow with the Dodge brand, and they're getting ready to go to straight six twin turbos. So, I'm really excited about that. What can we push for that? The B58 guys are freaking fast, and I think this Dodge straight six motor is going to give them a run for their money. Damn. And I am ready for that motor to come in. Mopar Dodge is coming in with a straight six twin turbo. Nice. I mean, hell yeah. Those B58 boys are fast. Yep. Right? But yes, sir. You're about to see a Dodge B58 version go down that track, and you're going to see those taillights also. So you better wait because that motor's going to be badass, and I'm super excited for that. The V8's going away. That's cool. That's great. It sucks. Tear. But we got to move with the times, and you got to stay with the times, and that straight six is going to be pretty badass. So I'm super excited about pushing that platform. Yeah. And seeing where we go. Who knows? Maybe I'll straight six swap the Demon. Ooh. Damn, that quick. Rice that quick? Dang. Who knows? Maybe I'll put that motor in that and see how far we can do that.
I was just thinking about my random in my head. I feel like if when you get older and stuff like that, and you're in your deathbed, like I feel like your number one wish is to Dodge make you a car for you or something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah.
That's everybody's dream.
Yeah.
Sick.
Just put my name. Bury me in the Demon.
Yeah.
Damn.
Bury me in the Demon, man.
That's it. And we're done.
Cheaper than a coffin nowadays.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's right.
He ain't lying. Yeah, he ain't lying for real.
Yeah, I've already put all my money into that thing, so might as well just dig a hole for it.
Yeah. That's the name that you will call it. What? Bury me in a Dodge.
Yeah, bury me in a Dodge. Yep. That'd be it. It'd be done.
Damn.
Man, I hope that happens, man.
Yep, that'd be it.
If not, this is a diary, and we just made history right now.
Yep.
Yep. Guys, thank you so much for letting us come up to Fort Worth.
Thanks for coming up, man. I appreciate y'all traveling, man.
Hospitality was, like I said, I can't say it anymore. Like, it's crazy, man. It's nice,
no problem. Thank you guys for coming.
Car guys, man. Freaking. Now we know that much more about Dodge.
We definitely made a movie today.
Oh, definitely. For sure. For sure.
Much love and respect to what you guys do, man. Keep up the hustle and keep doing your thing, man. You guys
Keep
are the
grinding,
first,
don't stop.
one of the first car podcasts I've seen. So I hope you guys continue to push it and continue to do it, man. I like seeing your content. So
Appreciate it.
You're onto something big.
yeah.
Appreciate it, Chris. Again, let us in your doors. Let us show us. He showed us around 1,600 square foot.
16,000 square foot.
16,000 square foot of
Yeah,
cars.
messing around.
Yep.
You know, custom cars, custom trucks.
Classics.
Classic
Making
cars.
classics, making them, newer models.
Yeah.
It's the whole movie here, man. Everything is so organized. OCD is crazy.
Oh
bro.
my god, the blokes are like 5/8, half. Everything was
Everything's
like,
organized.
Like,
This is a mechanic's heart on right now, dude.
Yeah.
no, for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like I said, thank you guys again.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for having
guys
us.
so much for tuning in to Go Hard Podcast. Make sure you check out Tyler Trackhawk on YouTube. Are you on YouTube?
I'm on Instagram as Tyler Trackhawk and then Trackhawk stuff on TikTok. I have a YouTube, but I don't post there. So
It's fun.
if you find it, great. Watch it.
Got a 1320. If you're watching this, you got to get Tyler Trackhawk on a vid
ASAP.
ASAP.
Oh man.
He will build a seat for you like this if you go.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
And TRC, Javier, Kyle, everybody,
Kyle, shout out to them.
hop in the passenger seat, baby.
Make sure you check out Chris at Bailys Performance on Instagram, Facebook. Are you on YouTube, Chris?
Yeah, we do have a YouTube, Bailey's High Performance. Yep, and we're working on trying to grow the YouTube thing.
Hell yeah.
I'm an old guy that doesn't know how to do that.
You'll learn eventually, man.
Yeah, dude. He laughed at me for spelling TikTok wrong.
How you spell it? TikTok?
With the C?
Yeah, with a C.
Yeah,
He-
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It happens.
And he goes, I don't know what that is. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I can't figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Can
They're up in their YouTube game though. They got a good videographer, so he's
Oh,
pushing
nice.
it, man.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Chris, all you need is a good media guy,
Yeah.
and boom.
Yep. You got
Yeah.
that one.
Boom.
Because you got the cars, you got the knowledge.
Yeah.
All you need is a media guy, and
And we'll be
Maybe some
good.
burnouts. Maybe little
Yeah.
fast videos.
Yeah.
Maybe going to Mexico.
some content.
Yep.
Something dumb.
Yeah. We'll get it all rocking.
Yeah.
Something dumb in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There you go.
Guys, check out OCL Team Billet on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. Don't forget, check out Go Hard Podcast, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You can hear the full audio on Spotify, iTunes. All the short clips are on, all the social media pages. Like I said, thank y'all again. Let's wrap it up. We got to go back to Houston. Astros for life. But yeah, guys, thank you. Peace.
Peace.